Your government taco forecast in Baton Rouge. Expect cloudy skies with a high of 87. Coming up on OTB, we have a new edition of Weekend Winners, and Hold the Mayo joins the show at 9:15 for Spread Lines. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo! Welcome, man, to a happy Monday in November. Remember the 5th of November as LSU beats Alabama in Tiger Stadium for the first time since 2010. Celebrations ringing throughout the community. Little pockets of joy. One giant cathedral of joy over there in Tiger Stadium, which Jake Hester was actually at. Very excited to get into the actual in-game, in-stadium experience this weekend. But, man, what a win as this LSU team beats Alabama, remains in control of their destiny for the West. And in year one of Brian Kelly, he has defied the expectations. I mean, again, think about that. This is year one for Brian Kelly and LSU, a team full of 17 transfers and hobbled together a Frankenstein's monster mishmash of parts and glue and duct tape. And here you have this Alabama team that's been recruiting top 3 classes for 15 years in a row. You have 2 freshman offensive tackles, a freshman tight end, freshmen all over the field. And yet, when you look at Saturday, and this is what we will get into, there is nothing fluky about what you saw out of this LSU team Saturday. And that's the most exciting part about this. This is not 2020 Florida where you had all these crazy balls bounce your way, insane tips. No. This was if anything, probably on the bad luck side of the equation, but this was a legitimate, big-time top 10 win for LSU. First time that Brian Kelly ever beat Alabama. I mean, you want to talk about validation of a very tough decision that man had to make. He ran up against Nick Saban and this team multiple times in the past, only to fall short every time, and now year one in Death Valley getting it done. So we got a lot to get to. There's a lot of narrative to talk about, the stats, the game itself. Started rewatching the film. And it's going to be celebratory all day long because why would it be? The Crimson Emperor is dead. Jake, what's up, man? How you feeling today?
Feeling great. It was such a great experience, and we'll get into it. For me to not only be in the crowd, because that's just not something I've ever been able to do before, but to share it with my oldest son. That was a lot of fun, including my whole family. We were in that number. So it was a great experience. Can't wait to get into it. But I always talk about, like, being an alpha and what does it mean to be an alpha. And one of the things that I take away from a game like this, like Brian Kelly bet on himself. And betting on yourself is one of the most alpha moves that you can have. And not only did BK bet on himself, but I started to think, when you look at the guys that were making plays, Jaden Daniels, he bet on himself. Greg Brooks bet on himself. Josh Williams bet on himself. I mean, it was just like time and time again. I'm looking at these guys that bet on themselves to come to LSU. Some people told them that they weren't going to be A, B, or C, and they're sitting here, and now they're thriving. And we could go across the board. I mean, there's a lot of guys that kind of fit in that column, but it was amazing to see those guys who felt like they believed if they came to LSU, they could achieve something like they did on Saturday night.
And what an achievement it was, man. It was let's start. I want to start asking you about Death Valley, what the in-game stadium experience was. And then I think we'll get into more of the actual analysis maybe next, because I mentioned pockets of happiness. It's one of my favorite parts about sports, and I think it's why we love sports so much, right? And it's not that it's logical, because I think if you were to just be coldly intellectual about all this stuff, you would probably arrive at maybe we care too much about all this stuff, and if we focus more, blah 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 blah. But whatever, the amount of community shared human experience that you get from moments like these are literally so, like, that's kind of like one of the great joys of being alive. Like, kind of one of the only reasons to be alive is to feel some of the emotions that you felt on Saturday night. And I mean, you were in the stadium. I'm just sitting over there at Don Juan, and it was a great crowd over there. But like, that in and of itself was its own little bubble hearth of just like companionship and joy. And I'm talking, it's one of those games where every play there's claps, right? Like a 4-yard gain, whole bar's like, yes, that's what's okay, yeah, hell yeah.
Right.
Like incomplete pass, all right, boys, let's go. Tapping each other up, hugging constantly. I mean, if you've seen the videos, you probably saw something. So like all throughout, and just like thinking about throughout the country even, not just Louisiana, but in some people's homes throughout Louisiana, in bars around the state, and an alumni bar in Houston or alumni bar in New York City, like everybody, we were all going through this massive collective shared experience. But then the epicenter of that, those are all kind of the aftershocks. That was the epicenter of that was Death Valley. And just through the television, I had not seen Death Valley look like that, sound like that, or feel like that. And I don't know how long. So what was it like actually being in that stadium?
I mean, it was everything that you said, but, my oldest son was going to go to the game, and he did. And my youngest son found out that he was going to the game. He's like, hold up, wait a minute. And so, like, the day of the game, I got the rest of the boys and Katie a ticket, and they weren't going to go. And I'm so glad they were able to experience it. But we were separated in the stadium. And so, like, for me as a dad, like, one, I've never gotten to experience Tiger Stadium like that. Like, I was playing in the 07 Florida game. I wasn't at the 03 Georgia game. I was at the 14 Ole Miss game, but like, no disrespect to Ole Miss, that's not the same as what this was.
No.
Same thing as this year's Ole Miss game. Like, that's not the same thing. So this is like one of those top 3 moments, and you're right, T. Like, everyone lived through every single play. Every play was the biggest play of the game, and you just don't ever get a game like that. And like for me, like my 13-year-old son, you're 13, you try to be the coolest guy in the room. Every 13-year-old in America is like that, but he wasn't that for this game. He was locked in, he was engaged, and we're sitting there, we're sharing every single moment. And when you decide to go for 2 and everybody's like just freaking out, but it was weird because everyone in my section, they agreed with it. They're like, oh, absolutely.
It's absolutely the correct call. I mean, it is 100%. I'm not saying that it's always a blanket go for 2 to win in overtime, but if you are the underdog, and you are trying to affect a 2-touchdown upset, which LSU was doing, Jake, you control the terms of engagement at that point.
Yeah.
In military talk, you have the initiative. Why would you give the initiative back to the opponent? Like, there's no need to do that.
And Alabama wasn't ready for it.
And you just scored so easily. Like, you had them on your heels. You had constantly, if you look at the rhythm of the second half, the offense had constantly answered the call every single time that they needed to. To not go for 2 there would have been, and whatever, like, Brian Kelly was never going to. He said after the game, he was like, if you would have told me I get 1 play to win the game before, I would have taken that 100 times out of 100. Right. So, yes.
And you had an experience in which a missed extra point cost you a game earlier in the year.
Yes, and you had direct experience. Yes.
And he talked about it after that game. He's like, probably should have gone for 2 in that moment.
Yeah, so you had the initiative. You keep the initiative. You dictate the terms. And if you lose, you lose. But you can't be – and so really, Jake, in that decision, you see maybe one of the greatest strengths of this team, something we always talk about, something Kelly talks about, right? That is one snap and clear, living for that play in front of your face. And when you're in the present, there's some people talk about the last dance of Michael Jordan, that he was incredible at being present to the point of almost feeling like a superpower. What's the advantages of being in the present? When you're in the present, you're not worried about failure because you're not worried about the outcome. All you're worried about, okay, what is my job? How do I do my job? And you're focused on doing it. And then the outcome will come, whether it's success or failure, that will come, but you're focused on just doing the job. So when Brian Kelly makes that decision, he's not scared of not getting it and losing the game. He's thinking, no, I think in this play, this is my best path to winning. I'm not going to fear failing, and we're going to go for it. And that is what this team is so good, and that's how they overcame the questionable overturned fumble, Mekhi Wingo not tipping the ball, just everything. Bryce Young doing incredible Bryce Young things and creating that touchdown out of nowhere late in the game. Like, the reason Will Campbell, how he can give up a sack and then come out the next play and be dominant again. Like, it's because this team embodies living in the present and in that one snap and clear mentality, and it's really paid huge dividends. It's one of the main reasons why they've gotten better. They're so mentally tough, and that's what led to that 2-point conversion.
Yeah, and I can tell you, so a lot of people, whenever we're talking games or whatever, a lot of people want to talk 2007 Florida and like mindset of, okay, well, you kept going for it on fourth down. Like, what were you thinking in the huddle?
Yeah.
Well, for me as a player, and Matt's talked about this as well, when the coaches continue to do things like that, you understand the moment. You understand what's on the line. You understand what they're doing, which is putting their utmost faith in you as a player. They have confidence in you. They trust you. And so for us, after the first one, we're like, oh, we're not going to let these coaches down. I mean, they're believing in us. I mean, we're sitting here, we're on the other side of our 50, and we're running for it on fourth down, and Tim Tebow's on the other side, right? And that's the mindset that this team has. They know that their coach trusts them. Like, to go for 2 in that moment, in that huddle, I guarantee you no one was scared, no one was nervous, because you feel this shock wave of faith from the sidelines, knowing that they believe in you and they feel like they have the best play call with their players. And it's a hard feeling to describe because it doesn't happen often. That's the only time really in my career, that time, and then even the Auburn game in 07, like, we did not know that the seconds were rolling down like they were, and so we didn't have that feeling. But I guarantee you that team had that feeling on Saturday night, and it's this feeling of, I am not going to let my team down, my coaches down. I'm going to do my job. Whatever the play calls for me, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it at an 11.
And one other part that can't be lost in this is at that point, the offense also just had confidence. I mean, you had been moving the ball. You've been scoring. You scored at will with 2 devastating downfield blocks. I mean, Josh Williams, that thing was beautiful. But you score so easily the first play of the game, the first play of overtime. At that point also, you feel like you had the defense on their back heels. Like, when I'm lining up, I know I'm going to win this play because I'm better than you. And that's how I'm thinking. I mean, did you see the cover of The Advocate? Jaden striding into the end zone, just basically like kind of sucking his teeth at this dude, calm face as he like runs by him, chilling. I
felt it in the stadium, and I was
he's like
a long way away, and I felt him sucking his teeth.
By, like, man, just like you just glide on by, dude. And so the team's confident, present, and good things happen. You were rewarded with one of the most legendary wins in Tiger Stadium, and a night that no one will soon forget. And now even greater, though these discussions I think come next, you have a chance to go to Atlanta. And it was interesting, Jake. I went on with Haldane this morning, and he asked me a question. How do you avoid getting too high and blowing it against Arkansas or something? And I was like, see, my problem with that is fear-based thinking.
Yeah,
that is exactly what we just talked about, right? That is not focusing on the task at hand. Not that we have to, right? But that is a thought process that is rooted in the fear of failure. What has this team shown us this year to make us believe that they operate in that way? That they operate in the fear of failure? Because quite frankly, they do not. I mean, whether it's a Florida State game, any of these comebacks, these second halves, no, like, this is a team that has given you reasons to be confident, not afraid. And so, no, I'm not going to engage with any, like, are we going to lose to Arkansas? Are we going to blow? No, whatever. Just trust this team, have fun, enjoying everything day by day, and you will be rewarded. And I don't think the focusing is really that much of an issue. I mean, Jake, you've been a part of good teams and great locker rooms like this. Like, the teams in locker rooms that can handle success are those that have not had them. And you can argue that maybe a lot of the players here have not, and that's fine, but Brian Kelly has, right? And Brian Kelly's culture and process continues to pay huge dividends. So that's a culture and process that is very well equipped to handling success. And if anything, I think obviously it's a good thing, right? But I have no fear of it because these are the times, Jake, when everybody comes in wanting to work,
Yeah.
Like, the building's a buzz. The coaches want to be there extra. The players want to be there extra. Everybody's happy to go run, to go lift, to go watch film, to do all this stuff. Like, it's easy. The weather's about to be nice.
Yep.
Like, this time of year where if you're rolling, it's easy to lock in and do the right things and get ready. So, no, No fear, only confidence going forward. And this team's special, man.
Yeah, and you got a team coming up this week, and we'll preview it against Arkansas that just lost to Liberty. Now, Liberty's a good football team. I'm not going to act like they're not, but that team right now doesn't have a lot of confidence. This team does have confidence, and like T said, they've not shown me anything. They've not shown anyone anything that says that they won't be ready for this matchup. And you're exactly right. It's a great point about this is when you get the most excited as a football player.
Yes.
When it's November, it matters. You're playing for something. You're excited to be in the building. The weather is changing. You're out there under the lights practicing because it gets darker a little bit earlier.
Crazy.
It's not hot as hell in Baton Rouge. I mean, all of those things, I used to love it. It was my favorite time of the year. And this team is mature enough to realize what they have in front of them and the opportunity that they have. They have games against teams in which they're going to be favorites against. Go out there, you win them, including you have a game in between where you play a UAB team who's, not a bad opponent. So, it's not going to go, to this peak, and then you got to worry about them going all the way down for UAB and then trying to get back up. It stays pretty steady with the teams that you're going to play. So, man, I'm excited about it. I know they're excited about it. This team to be in this position, I mean, we want to say after the Florida State game, hell, after the Tennessee game.
Yeah.
Did you think this team, if you don't think this team's mental makeup is strong enough?
Also in there, right? After the Tennessee game, Jake, we only had one good game to really hang your hat on, and that was Mississippi State. You had every other Power 5 opponent you did not play well.
No.
Which is just shocking.
You're here's 17 points to start off with, and we'll catch up to you later.
God.
That's another thing in this
Football's
contest.
an awesome game, man.
I mean, this game, Alabama didn't lead. Alabama had to play catch up. Even though the score was close, it never felt like T's talking about, and every one of you LSU fans are going to know exactly how many times in years past, if they would have scored when they did, you would have thought it's over.
Yeah.
There's no way. We don't have the offense outside of 2019. We don't have that type of offense. We can't go down there and score as quickly as we did. In fact, score too quick. Alabama was able to get a field goal after that, but and
that thing barely snuck in. I was salty.
So where I was in the on the west side and kind of towards the south end zone, and so I couldn't really tell.
Look, it wasn't as ugly a kick of the Tennessee one that beat Alabama, but in terms of placement, it wasn't that far off. It was a bottom corner. It was a bottom corner boy. And I was just like, of course, but whatever. But every time, any of us felt that kind of, somebody at the bar kept saying, TJ Yeldon screen pass. And at one point, I was like, shut the F up, dude. Do not mention that again.
I would have crow hopped that person.
That's what I'm saying. We are not mentioning that name again. But that's the thing. LSU fans have been hurt so many times that it was a constant mental battle against all these old memories. And how you shatter these old memories and how you free them from having power over you is by doing this. Is by when it looking like, oh, here we go again, you say, not today. And that's exactly what this team did.
I mean, so many moments, and we'll go over every single one of them where in years past, that would have been the nail in the coffin. So many big calls, so many big moments, penalties, rules that I just found out for the first time on Saturday that, hey, if I would have known when I fumbled, if I just put my toe out of bounds and touched the ball, we would have kept possession. So many things, but this team continued to overcome them all night long.
Oh, man. All right, look, we thank you so much if you're watching on youtube.com/1045 ESPN. We got a lot of y'all on there. We've gone long. We'll be back. I think we'll start with actual game analysis next. And so stick around, hit the like button if you hate Alabama. Let's ride. You need a lot of likes in there. Otherwise, you like Alabama.
If you don't like the stream, you love Alabama.
Yeah, that's the rules, dude. I don't make them. So we're very excited for this morning. And we will get to Saints and Ravens a bit later in the show as well. So keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. Right there on the Airline Highway. Go treat yourself. Everything feels a little sweeter this week and this morning, doesn't it? It really does. And so now's the perfect time. Everybody's going to be in a great mood. Go get a new vehicle. Treat yourself. Let's kick these holiday seasons off right. I mean, really, the holiday deals are great if you got anybody in your family, kid, wife, husband, anybody who needs a new vehicle. Look, just go have the conversation at All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Maybe you're heading up to the game there in Fayetteville and you want to rent a vehicle. Maybe you want to rent something smaller, save on some gas. Maybe you want to rent something bigger because you got multiple people going. Whatever it is, like now's the perfect time to do so. Remember, per day rental prices. So you go check it out, All-Star Toyota BatonRouge.com. You're going to have great per day rental prices. Only a 6-hour minimum, but if you need it for the weekend, they got you covered. All-Star Toyota BatonRouge.com.
Professional golfers John Peterson and JJ Colleen answer all your golf and life questions inside the new Drop Biscuit Studios podcast for the people. Download or subscribe today at dropbiscuit.com.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Monday's AFR, presented by Relief Windows. We're recapping LSU Bama and setting the table for Monday Night Football, Saints and Ravens. Join us Monday, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Esther and T-Bob, the 2022 LAB Prestige Award winner for Best Sports Radio Show. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. OTB, T-Bob, Jake, Mario, and Danny hanging out with you today. All right, let's get into this game a little bit here. Shout out to everybody watching on YouTube.com/1045 ESPN. Hit the like button and whatnot. One thing, so Jake, I started a film review early this morning. Did about an hour and a half, and I think I got almost a quarter and a half in. One thing though, and this goes back to the overall theme of this not being fluky. One thing that I really liked about this game was the groundwork laid in the first half for the success of the second half. Because this was a 7-6 game at halftime. Okay,
Right.
So make no mistake, it's not like the offense was dominating. Now you can't say that the defense was, right? But it's not like the offense was doing anything great. But what you were seeing was a team that had some great complementary play, in that no drives were empty. I guess in many ways, like the first half, you played much better than the 7-6 score line would tell you, because no drives were empty. You were always getting a couple of first downs. You were punting the ball well, so solid special teams to pin Alabama deep.
Yeah.
And then the defense was coming through and rewarding you for forcing Alabama on these long fields. And the defense continued to gain a momentum. It was a classic first drive where they're on their heels a little bit. They managed to come up with a huge play in the red zone. And after that, they started forcing 3-and-outs at quite literally a rate that Alabama had not seen all year long. But kind of lost in the excitement and everything, I think, is just the solid field position battle of the first half, in which LSU won by winning all three phases of the game.
They, like, all three phases is like key here, is crucial here, because like in this game, and I'm talking about Alabama LSU series, like we've seen so many times what field position and what if you don't play all three phases. Certainly so the last kickoff there that LSU had after Mason Taylor scored the touchdown before Bama kicked their field goal, like, and everyone in the stands knew it. They were talking to the kicker that was kicking off, saying, kick it in bounds, kick it deep, kick it in bounds. Like, I'm talking about, I had 1,000 people around me that I could hear say, kick it in bounds, because we all know there's been a time where LSU's kicked it out of bounds, Alabama goes down and wins the game. So, like, everyone knew that you had to be locked in on all three phases, and LSU was, and credit to them, because field position was always going to be crucial here.
Yep.
Right? I thought, the punt team put it in the air, didn't allow Alabama to return it. It might not have been 55-yard bombs, but sometimes that's bad. Like, it was a good situation. You had hang time. Your guys got down there. LSU and Death Valley cheered every time LSU caught a punt.
Yeah.
And so you're right. Like, that's something that's probably going to get lost, but it was a key moment in the game time and time again when LSU was able to have that good field position. I just seen the highlights here where Coach Saban's getting on somebody.
Well, I know, I love that, and so I think that, like, to me, why it stands out, especially offensively, because later the scoring would come, but the offense never felt like, Jake, we've watched a lot of bad offense out of LSU over the years, and it never felt like that. It never felt like, oh, this is broken, it's just not working. No, you would be moving the ball, then there's a holding penalty. Maybe give up a sack, but it was like you never just went out there and got completely blanked, and then you leaned on him, and you start breaking through more and more by the end of the game. I think let's start with Jaden Daniels, too, because Jaden Daniels has now written his legend. I remember tweeting for that final drive, like, Jaden, this is a chance to write your legend. Go out there and take it, and he has done that. Jaden Daniels will be beloved. Oh yeah, that's not a penalty either. Hitting a guy when he's sliding, unbelievable, dude. How you pick up that flag, I have no earthly idea. But yeah, Jaden.
Well, I do, but we're not talking about that today.
But again, that's another case of the one stab and clear mantra. Did not let any of these bad breaks get to them. Didn't let it affect the next play. But Jaden Daniels, one of my big concerns coming into this game, Jake, was could he remain trusting of his read, his offensive line, and his arm if he was to get pressure? Well, On the first play of the game, Bradford gets beat badly. It wasn't really him getting beat. It was a miscommunication. Bradford thought he had Charles Turner with him. He didn't.
Right.
Interior rusher comes free. What does Jaden Daniels do? He stays in the pocket, and he hits Williams out of the backfield for a nice little 4-yard gain, but he gets hit right as he releases. A couple plays later, 3rd and 6, he gets lit up when he stands in the pocket and delivers a first down to Malik Neighbors. And yet, despite on the first series immediately realizing that it was going to be a bit of a hairy night, you never saw him lose his cool.
Yeah.
The happy feet never returned. When he ran, it was because he had to. When he could stay and make decisions, he did. Like he avoided the reversion that I've been fearing if you were to get consistent pressure. He basically told me, no, I've evolved beyond that. Like that's just not going to happen anymore because now I fully understand what this offense can do, how I operate within it, and who I can trust and how much to trust them. And so it just, to me, that was like an immediate, just big time growth point that you saw from Jaden Daniels. And look at the 2-point conversion. You're going to tell me that's not a man who's trusting of his read?
Yeah.
And trusting of his players. I mean, that ball came out immediately. There was no hesitation. He knew he had what he wanted, and bam, win the game.
Yeah, there's so many times that it felt like he was in complete control, like you're talking about. Like, you knew exactly where he wanted to go with the ball. Even if that read was taken away, he didn't panic, right? He didn't panic, and he didn't, try to do something outside of his body in this game, which he's been so good at over the last month of the season. Like, you talk about a 4-yard check down to Josh Williams. Like, that's a game-winning play. Like, it's 4 yards, but it's a game-winning play because you have a free rusher and you have someone in your face and you don't try to do too much. I would say, looking, I know that they had 6 sacks on the evening, but 3 or 4 of those were him just trying to step up in the pocket, which is what you're supposed to do. He wasn't trying to roll out. He wasn't trying to do too much. And it's really like the tackles, like, as an offensive lineman, like, that's on you, but it's not on you. It's just it's a covered sack. And so many times he was trying to step up and then step out, and Alabama was able to get a hand on him and get him down, but he protected the football.
Yep.
With 6 sacks and there was never a threat of a fumble, that's taking care of the football as well. And the way that the sacks were, stepping up and you're moving the ball still out and you're trying to get up in the pocket. So, again, complete control and the coolness that he does it with.
Yep.
Like, and you talk about the picture in The Advocate, like, that's how he plays. Like, he's got this smile on his face, and it looks like his heart, never races to a point where it's like, oh, man, I don't know if he's nervous. And it never gets too low. Like, it just stays right there in the middle.
Unflappable. He's like a steady cam. He does.
Did we ever figure out what flappable was?
No, we never did.
No.
But he does. He reminds me a bit when he runs, especially when he gets going. Alvin Kamara has this as well. They're so smooth in their movements that it makes them look slow. Like, you don't realize how fast they are actually going. And I think you get, like, watch Jaden Daniels run, Jake, and his upper body just remains on that even plane, that even smooth plane, while his legs are doing everything. Kamara's kind of the same way, as you'll see tonight. But everything about, like you said, and that's what you want out of your quarterback. You have to have that cool, calm confidence. You can't get rattled, and he did not get rattled all night long.
And one thing that I want to make sure while it's on my mind that I point out, everyone on this team, offense, defense, special teams, but I notice it on offense because that's what I played, and I know how that dynamic can be sometimes. No one really cares who's doing it as long as it gets done.
Yep.
Like, whenever their number is called, they come in and they make a play. Like, Kayshawn had 7 for 51, but go back and watch the TV copy. Might tell a better story than even the All-22. When his guys made a play, he was the first over there. Yep. Look at a guy like John Emery. We know how talented John Emery is, and he had a nice game, 5 for 26 on the ground. We know he had the 30-yard touchdown catch. Like, John Emery, there's a lot of places across the country where he's the number one back and he plays 70 snaps.
Yeah.
But he knows that on this team, that's his role. You never see him complaining. He's the first out there celebrating. And it's like time and time again, there's guys like that. Same thing with Malik Neighbors or Josh Witt, whoever it is, defensively too. I mean, they're guys coming in and out all the time. And I've been a part of a team like that. T, I think you have as well. Mm-hmm. It's not easy. It has to happen organically.
Yeah.
But this team cares about each other. They don't care if it's them making the play. Now, they're ready to make it if called upon, which is the key. You got to have that. That's the key part of it. But it's such a team that's so locked in. And for all the people saying that, culture fit, and is this going to work? And, BK's this, that, and the other. I see nothing but a team that wants to play for each other, play for their coach, a coach that trusts his players, and a group that is having a hell of a time doing it together.
Yeah, and I'm glad. I mean, John Emery again. He's kind of the opposite of a steady cam runner. He's got that that violent kind of shake to him, that high step cut that he constantly employs. He's going to be really, really good. Yeah. And I got to talk about Joshua, but there's a million guys that we're going to talk about today. Let's go to break and continue to break it down more when we get back.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
I agree this, dude. Louis G. The wide receivers have been blocking their butts off.
That's another sign.
That's exactly what you were just saying. Go to Donaldson Glass and Body, dgbauto.com, dgbauto.com. You need a one-stop car shop. You need Donaldson Glass and Body. They've been at it since 1977. 24/7 towing as well, Jake. So if you need any towing needs, you already know where to go. Hey, guess what? If you need glass repair, you should go to Donaldson Glass and Body. It's right there in the name. It's how they got their start. So anything mechanical, glass, towing, it's all there for you. dgbauto.com.
Yeah, it truly is a one-stop shop. I mean, they've been doing it since 1977, like we tell you every single day. And don't just assume anyone can replace your windshield, repair your windshield. Remember, you have to have the latest technology for all of these new vehicles. Well, they certainly have it over at Donaldsonville Glass and Body, so they can get that in and out for you. dgbauto.com, DonaldsonvilleGlassandBody.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $11,000 off MSRP plus 2.9% for 72 months on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This summer, meet Acura's heroes of performance. Only available at the Acura Summer of Performance. This summer, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Join me, Jimmy, out at Charles Handegrift. Monday, 6 to 8 p.m., we're at Spoken Hub Restaurant on Government Street in Mid-City. We recap the weekend pro and college football. Game Time presented by Bet Rivers on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Hey, we almost got 1,000 live, baby. Let's bump that up. If you hit the like button, that does that. Okay, perfect. Some talk of a Fowler Herbie video. It's worth watching them from a plane. It's got
it's like 15 minutes. They're on the plane, kind of a nightcap. I think they do it every week, but it was a really good video. And I think there's a clip that we need to get from it, T, because Herbie says something. I don't even want to give it away because I want to see how you feel about it, because I think it speaks to you way more than anybody else in this room. And so we'll see if
talking about Lord of the Rings?
No, but you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when we play it. So
right,
I'll try to clip that and send it to the boys during the next break.
I am excited. All right, let's get back to this game, Jake. We go on and on about Jaden Daniels, obviously, right? Like we said, making the plays down the stretch. I'm very excited watching more of the film review. But let's talk about some of the other things. We mentioned the true freshman class all the time, and why not? I mean, Mason Taylor, Jake. Let's actually start there.
Yeah.
Again, a man that is almost a microcosm for this entire team in terms of growth, right? In terms of what we saw early on in the season versus what you have now seen over the last month or so. This is a very young football player that Brian Kelly expressed a ton of confidence in early on. Also, you want to talk about validation for Kelly's evaluator, like ability to evaluate football players? Because he said here and told, this cat's good, like really good. And we need a tight end. And his emergence has made everything kind of work.
Yeah.
Like without him, we would be in a lot of trouble. And it felt like to us, maybe at first, they're forcing the ball to him. Jaden obviously likes him, but the balls aren't on target. He's dropping him. Like, what is this? Like, stop trying to make Mason Taylor happen. All those jokes that kept coming about.
And I will raise my hand the highest because of everything you said. It's like you could tell like they wanted to get him involved, but they weren't on the same page. And there was times when you wanted him to sit down and Jaden would throw it where he thought he was going to be, and there was a disconnect. But that's going to happen with freshmen.
Yeah.
Like if we went back and we watched the 2004 Florida LSU game, Jamarcus is making audibles. I'm going the wrong way. I'm trying to run plays that aren't being called. Like, you're a freshman.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. And we saw it time and time again. But this coaching staff, I'll be damned, knew better than us.
How about it?
And they knew what they had, and they knew what they wanted to get done with him, and now it's all coming together.
And make no mistake, it's not just the big plays that he made, but those were massive. And it's one of the nicest moments ever. Did you see after the game him with his mom, where he's just overcome with emotion and he's literally crying on his mother's shoulder? It's one of those great life-affirming moments of humanity. But it's not just that he made the big plays, Jake. He has become a very good tight end on a down-by-down basis. I mean, he continues to contribute now, and then he just made these mass plays that are going to live in history. But even his blocking. Like, I've got a clip that I haven't texted to the boys yet of him, and it's a simple zone that goes for 4 yards, and he doesn't pancake anyone, but he is essentially the fullback on lead going toe-to-toe with Toto and does it. Like, I mean, just swallows him up. Just a very solid block. And at 18 years old, to be able to do that is wild. But again, why I love it is like Jaden Daniels, like a lot of this team, he was being called into question in the media, and we were all very frustrated and saying, why is he still playing? And he did not let the out noise get to him. All he did was focus on improvement, getting better and better. And now Mason Taylor, too, is a stuff of legend.
Yeah. Oh, forever.
And just as like a football player is an incredibly exciting prospect. Again, when you think about him being 18 years old and how that projects going forward, and this offense where tight end is the end-all be-all, and you saw what you could do with a great tight end. Look at Brock Bowers in Georgia right now. Like, just as potential as a football player is exciting, even without any of the man who broke Alabama kind of legend that will form around him.
Yeah, and this is someone that wasn't highly touted as a recruit. He's a 3-star guy, 492nd in the country, 67th best player in Florida, 24th tight end.
Damn.
Right? And he's already, so 24th tight end just in this last class, and he's out there catching touchdowns in the fourth quarter, catching the game-winning 2-point conversion, making plays throughout the game the last couple of weeks. And this is someone that is only going to get better. Like, you can tell, like, he's gotten so much better within the season.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell now what the coaching staff, and you have your offensive coordinator, Mike Denbrock, in that room every single day with the tight ends.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine what kind of growth he's going to continue to have knowing your OC, who's never typically in that room. I mean, your OC, as you know, he's going to be a quarterback coach. If he's not a quarterback coach, on the very, very rare occasion, he's going to be in your room. He's going to be an O-line coach. He's never going to be in the tight end room.
That
but
is true.
you have that, and you're seeing the players probably getting that attention that he needs to be able to play as soon as he has, and he's going out there and he's making plays.
You want to talk about not being afraid of failure. What if Mason Taylor drops that ball? And it's not like he's not approaching that way, but we have seen that pass drop multiple times this year, or passes like that. But again, living in the moment, one snap it clear, folks are getting better every single week. Not being afraid of failure, but confident in your preparation. He smoothly makes the catch, which is a bit harder than it looked. I mean, they made it look easy, right? But I mean, you're falling, you're twisting, you're turning, you got to stay in bounds, and what a play by Taylor. We got plenty more freshmen, other players to talk about. Keep it locked, OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, you got 1,000 live on YouTube. You love to see it, boys. Go to Riverlands Insurance today. Hit up Thomas and Megan. Email. Look, if you like OTB, we thank you. We love you. We have so much fun hanging out with you every day here. Our wonderful sponsors are who make it happen, and I love having Riverlands on board with us. Thomas' email is going to get you right. You want to save money but not do any work? Okay, that's where Thomas comes in. Jake, give your cell phone number. You call him. He's going to ask you for a couple pieces of information. You give that, and then he shops and finds you the best policy from a coverage to price standpoint. And it doesn't matter what kind of insurance, business, home, auto, anything and everything. Riverlands and Thomas, your one-stop shop. Hit up Tom's email today.
All right, when you hit him up, don't allow this 225 area code to be the only thing that you notice. Now, if you're in the Baton Rouge area, absolutely, call him. But this is throughout the state of Louisiana. So we're very fortunate to be on in North Louisiana and South Louisiana here. 225-206-1517.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off MSRP plus 2.9% for 60 months on new 2022 Ford F-150s. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Monday's AFR, presented by Relief Windows. We're recapping LSU Bama and setting the table for Monday Night Football, Saints and Ravens. Join us Monday, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Oh, welcome back to OTB. Welcome back to TB. Jake Martin hanging out with you today. Yes, thank you. Somebody told me to cut my hair. Remember my Jesus here. I'm just doing a Jesus thing, okay?
Yeah, I don't think anybody's ever compared T-Bob and Jesus
What?
before.
Why? I'm sure Jesus is pretty funny too, dude.
I mean, anybody watches Don Juan's.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what? You don't think Jesus cursed? I mean, come on, dude.
No, I probably didn't have curse words back then.
Yeah, right. He's
Evolved
probably
over
like,
time.
Gilgamesh or whatever. I don't know what they would have said that.
Mario liked that one.
Stone him. Hey, never forget. Water
Hey,
to wine, baby.
Hey,
Water to
Danny,
wine.
do you have? Did it come through yet? All right, so we're sending them that clip of Herbie and Fowler after the game. It says it's sent. So Danny, whenever you get that, just let me know.
Okay, until then, real quick, and by the way, we're gonna go through Brian Kelly's post-game presser as well, because I think he had some some really great answers that I want to get to. But let's just continue on talking about some of the stellar performances. Again, the entire offensive line. Now, I know, Jake, we could definitely focus on the two freshman tackles because, as you'll hear from Brian Kelly himself later on, what they are doing is borderline absurd. It kind of belies any logic or expectation. But, Jake, this entire offensive line is going to be so good, is already good. But, I mean, everybody's young. What's Frazier, a true or redshirt sophomore, I think?
He's a sophomore for sure.
Because you got a sophomore in there. Okay, so sophomore for Frazier. Two freshman offensive tackles. Dellinger's sophomore and he plays. Bradford is a sophomore or a junior now at this point?
It doesn't matter. You got COVID years. You got like probably 3 more if you want it.
Bradford's got literally, like at least everybody has 2 years, which is insane considering the position that your team is now in. And a lot of it has been because of how those guys have been playing up front. And again, just to be 18 years old for Campbell and Emory Jones, to be 18 and doing what they are doing in the SEC right now, you could have never predicted this. It's not anything that anybody would have predicted this team developing because how could you? It's so outside the norm.
Yeah, I mean, and with Wilwick, we had such high expectations, but that still doesn't mean you expect it. Like, just because you think that he can do something, what he's doing is incredible. But Emory, how about him? I mean, comes here, has a guard.
Yeah.
And you don't expect him to play. You expect him to do something that nobody does anymore, which is redshirt. And he forces himself into the lineup. And it was the Southern game, if you'll remember. Like, obviously in practice, like they worked with him to tackle, but he goes into the Southern game, he's mauling people. He's getting to the second level. he's showing effort. And they're like, you know what? That's all I need to see. And they insert him into the lineup. And you've talked about Charles Turner and the job that he's done, which nobody's talking about, which is probably a good thing. Dude. You know, probably a good thing that nobody's talking about. That means he's doing his job. That's somebody that's been here a long time. We didn't know if he'd ever play. He's playing at a pretty high level.
And he's so good. Like, yes, like he's been like great, like not just okay, which is the wildest part about the whole thing. And he's doing it in 69. Objectively fun. Hour 2 next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bone.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $11,000 off MSRP plus 2.9% with 72 months on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt and Hill. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This summer, meet Acura's heroes of performance. Only available at the Acura Summer of Performance. This summer, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on Monday, November 7th. Your government taco forecast in Baton Rouge. Expect cloudy skies with a high of 87. Coming up on OTB, we continue to break down LSU's win against Alabama and hold the Mayo. Devin Snow joins the show at 9:15 for Spread Lines. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. T-Bob, Jake, and the boys hanging out with you this morning. There's a lot of playoff talk going off in the chat and SEC championship talk. I'm having a baby the day before the SEC championship. And I'll never forget, I'm kind of talking to my wife about it before the football season and being like, I mean, you know what? This is the year. This is the year to do that because, like, there's no way. There's no way this team's making it. So it's all good. Like, I won't even worry about it. And, well, lo and behold, there's actually a very clear way, a very clear path to that happening. So we will navigate that as it comes to pass. I know.
So I don't know what because typically, like for an SEC championship
you'll
game,
be in Atlanta. We
would be in Atlanta.
100%.
Maybe we'll be in Atlanta. You can be in studio.
I will be in a hospital.
Actually, you don't need to be coming to work.
And yeah.
So I'm gonna have a new partner for a couple of days.
I don't know, dude. Well, look, you know what? Look, we'll get there when we get there. Let's stay here. It just hit me again now that we were like talking it out. It's just brutal time. Brambo gets it. He said, "T-Bob, my son is due the day after the SEC championship." There you go.
Oh man. Because I'm covering Army Navy the week after in Philly, which I'm incredibly excited about. It's a game that I've always wanted to go to. So if we can, maybe if Caitlin, let's just say, maybe a couple days early, maybe, and then.
Maybe.
Then we just celebrate everything.
Maybe. Maybe so. We'll see. We're going to take a look. We're going to live in the present, one step and clear. We're going to take it one day at a time, and we're just gonna deal with stuff as it comes.
That is very true. I do have that video. Do you want to go to the video of Fowler and Herb Street? They're on the jet after the game, and they do like kind of a nightcap situation. They got drinks in hand after they call the game, kind of news around college football. And it's about a 15-minute deal, and they spent 11 and a half, 12 minutes on LSU, Alabama. Really? So we're not going to play, obviously, the full thing.
Well,
but
that'd be great. Let's just kill it. No, I'm just kidding. We have a lot
not today.
Yeah, not today.
Sometimes maybe. But it was powerful, and it gave me chills, and I'm thinking it's going to give you chills.
Okay.
The guy goes for two, catches Nick Saban off guard, and Mason Taylor.
Oh, hey, there was a shot. Hey, let's talk about the human beings in the game.
Freshman.
So,
freshman.
I mean, I can't overstate how impressive he is. You watch on tape, you see him in practice, then you see him tonight. Jason Taylor is one of the all-time legends in this sport. So, defensive player, coaches in Miami now. His kid comes here, he makes the catch, and we didn't really fully capture it. The mom is here tonight. I mean, he caught a touchdown pass. A massive play in the fourth quarter. He catches the game winner. And Kirk, you saw it.
I watched it.
I mean, just the moment with his mom. I mean,
everybody talks about Jason Taylor. It was his mother. He was bawling, uncontrollable, on her shoulder as a true freshman. Just made the play maybe of the year, and he's crying on her shoulder.
Oh man!
And when his face came up, all you saw were just tears pouring down his face. You imagine it was like he's been Jason Taylor's son his whole life, and tonight he's Mason Taylor.
That's a great point.
Congratulations, man.
That's a great. They're human.
Yeah, I mean that's really well said there.
And obviously your dad and everyone knows him in the Cajun canon, and you've had moments where it's like, no, that's T-Bob Hebert. That gives me chills even thinking about that because he has been Jason Taylor's son his entire, and that's great. It's a good thing a lot of times, and you should be proud of what your dad did. But when you have that moment to step outside of that shadow, and no one across the country on Saturday, I'm getting chills just thinking about it, on Saturday night was saying, man, that was Jason Taylor's kid.
Yeah.
That's the first time probably in his entire life that was Mason Taylor that made that play. Man, that's got to be powerful.
And now he goes, now, like we said, he is an LSU legend. That play, like, when you play back, Jake, when they do in-stadium hype videos and you see, like, Fuller in the back of the end zone and Billy Cannon and everything, like, that play is now in the Pantheon. The 2-point conversion that beat Nick Saban in year 1 of Brian Kelly, winning in Tiger Stadium for the first time in 12 years. Over a decade of trying to get that win, and that play made it happen. So that's a fantastic clip. I got to watch that whole thing. I wasn't aware that Herbie and Fowler did that. That seems like it was probably pretty fantastic.
It was good. I mean, like I said, it's 15 minutes, about 12 for LSU fans, and it's really just Fowler and Herbie waxing poetically about the atmosphere. I mean, how many times they mention it, one of the best. Herbie mentioned he was lucky enough to be in the number in that stadium. Talked about Brian Kelly. And Herbie, I'll give him credit. I mean, on air, off air, when I've had conversations with him, he's like, hey, y'all have been a monster before, but this is about to be another monster with BK and the access that he's going to have to the recruits that he's never had before. And just been a big fan of the hire. Yeah. And you see why.
Well, and again, like we said, we are all firmly Cult of Kelly believers. We've told you that plenty, right? When you looked at the follow that they were doing on LSU Gold and learning about the process. And yes, the disappointments early season were disappointing, but we said, look, long term, I still believe this is going to be great. What I never believed and would have never fathomed is that you could show this much short-term improvement. Early on, it just looked like there were too many personnel hurdles to get over. Maybe the team was too thrown together to be able to get on the same page mentally and have chemistry and understand what was expected of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I have been proven wrong in those doubts because, no, this staff has remained incredibly open to personnel changes, to find the right combination of guys. They've done an excellent job of continuing to build communication and chemistry. I mean, you had a defense, Jake, that really, like outside of the first drive of the game, which ended in a pick, so they ended very strong.
Yeah.
Like a defense that was firmly throttling the defending Heisman Trophy winner. And that was a defense that game 1 against FSU, Jake, had like 7 or 8 MA communication breakdowns that led to like big conversions or big plays. So just the growth shown from this team speaks to the level of coaching that Kelly and company have done here in the short term. Like the long term just looks more exciting than ever now. But to make the short term as relevant as they had in a year where coming into the year, 8-4, 4-4 felt like the ceiling potentially. Maybe you could push 9-3, 5. Like maybe that was in the cards.
Yeah.
And then you lose to Florida State, and now you're going to exceed all that. That again defies expectation. That is outside of the norm. And these are the times when you have to really embrace it and love it. The times when you are outperforming expectations are the most fun time to be a fan. And that's when you get all these wonderful heroes and cult people and all the different elements come together and all different players like Josh Williams. Josh Williams, you're never going to see anything about Josh Williams statistically that is going to stand the test of time. But if you have watched this year's team, you know the impact that he has had. He had multiple Clyde Edwards-Helaire, throw your heart across the body and the ball will follow type of moments. You know, he had the touchdown run. There's another big one that I'm blanking on.
How about the block he had in overtime?
Oh, the block was so good, dude. Oh, my God, dude.
Sit down. Get out the club.
Not even like
the pass protection, too. Like, he took some Vlade Divacs at times.
And he got decleated on the pass protection, and then he did the decleating on the overtime touchdown run. Because, that's the thing about the pancake in overtime, too. It wasn't like I love a good extended pancake where you drive the guy into the ground. He just blew his ass up, dude. So, but again, he's not going to end up next to like Leonard or anybody else in the record books.
Right.
But when you're watching a team go exceed expectations, it takes all these contributions from like Damian Ramos, right? Coming in there, cool, just hit the field goal, dude. Do your job. It's a big moment. Do your job.
Probably somebody that we haven't talked enough about, and the fact that he has come in and the way that his career started with the Florida State game, and now he's consistent. Like, that Florida field goal was gigantic at the time, and I don't want to take that for granted. But and something, again, like, breaks are going to be a little bit all over the place today. So, Cade, we apologize. But something that we talked about a lot last week, and something that was an advantage for LSU, and it hasn't been an advantage outside of maybe 1 year. The LSU coaches took the bye week and made it an advantage. So many times Alabama's had that advantage in the bye week. They've come up with a better game plan. They've been more focused. They've been ready to play, whatever. Outside of Slinger in 2019 when he put on a clinic, it's been their advantage. Right? Because even the defense in 19 gave up a lot of points, and they gave up busted coverages, right? So, like, really outside that offensive game plan in 19, it's just been such a big advantage for them. Mike Denbrock put on a clinic. The way he called this game and the way he kept that defense on their heels, it wasn't even like they didn't put up like 580 yards. It wasn't that. But within the moment, what the down and distance was and what he was calling was fantastic.
It was very tactical. Everything was very tactical. Not a lot of, not overly risky. Didn't rely on explosive plays or deep shots. Just
no
moving
tricks.
the chess pieces. Just
no double reverse passes because we're playing Alabama. Stayed within himself calling the game. It was
doing a really good job of really making other teams now respect the entire field.
Yes.
Which is something that was not being done, that they weren't accomplishing early on. And they are now, and that hasn't always been done at LSU either. As far as House goes, Jake, I'm really excited for you and Flynn to dive into the film because I don't know coverages well enough to understand how they were accomplishing this, but I can look at the result and see clearly, what was being accomplished. And LSU, the same way that Will Rogers earlier in the year looked very confused about what he was actually getting, Bryce Young and his receivers were not seeing the defense the same way. There were probably 7 or 8 times where Young was expecting a route to be broken off, and it was not. And I imagine that's because of a bit of coverage manipulation. And then obviously, like, within the actual pass rush stuff that I do understand better, did a really great job with disguising where the 4 were coming from, bringing Perkins off the edge or in the middle, spying Perkins, running twists with Perkins to kind of flush Bryce only for B.J. Ojulari to be waiting outside. Like, there was a lot of great stuff taking place inside the box, but to me, the most impressive part, Jake, was just clearly confusing the chemistry between Bryce Young and his weapons.
23 hurries.
Damn.
23. Now, you only got to him twice because Bryce Young is still a wizard.
He's unbelievable.
And he was still able to find a way to get out, but 23 hurries in this game. And Matt House, just time and time again, has been so impressive. And we've seen it like, okay, first couple of drives, I'm going to fill you out, then we'll adjust. There was no adjusting. It was from the opening kickoff in this game. For you to hold Bryce Young to 25 of 51.
Yeah.
25 of 51.
Well, and not to be that guy, but after the first drive, he was probably like, 4 of 5 or 4 of 6 for it's 50 or 60 yards, like something around there.
Yeah, and the Bernard Converse makes a hell of a play. He had an outstanding game. I thought maybe his best game in a Tiger uniform. And you weren't here when we had Coach House in. I forget where you were, but he came in. He sat with us
having a baby. Oh, I know.
No, not then. The championship. He sat here for like an hour, and we were just talking, and I was blown away by him. And then he mentioned, he's like, eventually I'd like to be a head coach. Coach, can we just get you for 2 or 3 more?
That's what I'm saying, dude. I think we get it for 2.
Can we get you 2?
I think at least
just 2?
2 or 3.
Look, I'll be a fan wherever you go. Kind of like Blake Baker from last year, man. I'm a huge fan of Blake Baker. He's kicking ass, and no question about it. But just give me maybe 1 more, because he's going to be a name that people come after, because how could you not? Think about all the pieces, like your defensive backfield. Like, you got 2 players from Arkansas. You've got 1 from Oklahoma State. You got players from McNeese. You got I mean, a linebacker from Virginia. I mean, you just got your best defensive tackles from Missouri. I mean, you got another 5-star phenom in Perkins, and these pieces haven't really played together, but it's come together, and that's because this coordinator and this staff has put them in positions, and the players as well buying in. But this was the first time that both sides of the football have been an advantage over Alabama coming off of bye.
Yeah.
Since you played, at least.
Well, and the meltdown is so great now. You got Alabama fans all yelling about firing all the coordinators, getting rid of these SEC transfers. The team is soft. The culture's broken. I mean, I am getting everything that my wild little Grecian heart was dreaming of when I've been for years talking about how the fall will feel to Alabama fans. It's not to look, Nick Saban's never going to be done until he's done, right? But, when I tell you I love drinking them salty Bama tears, it has given me no end to satisfaction this weekend. All right, so let's go to break, and when we get back, we should probably talk about more of the defense, maybe a little Park 40 action.
I'm clipping a play up. I'll ask for forgiveness later because it was maybe the most impressive play I've ever seen on a football field that wasn't like, a game.
I saw your tweet.
Changer.
Yes, I retweeted you at the time. I think I tweeted that he was probably the best QB spy in the nation as well right there.
the dude's closing speed.
It's unbelievable.
I don't even know what to say about it.
How about okay, let's go to break. So we don't go to, and then we'll go back into it. Keep it locked off the bench.
Can we just
off the bench with Hester and T-Bob, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Jake, you know whose other team Perk 40's on?
I do. Do you?
The GT, baby. That's right. The godfather of NIL, Gordon McKernan, your local injury attorneys. Remember, local. If you ever need him, the number is very easy, 225-888-88. You guessed it, 88. At Get Gordon. Remember, they sponsored the entire women's basketball team, which I believe debuts tonight. How about that? Brand new season start out.
Tonight is the NCAA.
But
you're right.
Bottom line is it over there, Gordon McKernan injury attorneys, what do they do? They get it done. And what did the Tigers do with many of those Get Gordon athletes on Saturday? The G team, they got it done. Tigers number one, Gordon number one. Let's ride.
Yeah, they absolutely
Gordon
did.
Nation, let's ride.
Let's ride. At Get Gordon on social media, online, it's getgordon.com. T-Bob gave you the phone number, 225-888-8888. Find more information there, getgordon.com.
Professional golfers John Peterson and JJ Colleen answer all your golf and life questions inside the new Drop Biscuit Studios podcast for the people. Download or subscribe today at dropbiscuit.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us
Every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7, The Tiger.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more.
Join me, Jimmy, out at Charles Handegrift. Monday, 6 to 8 p.m. We're at Spoken Hub Restaurant on Government Street in Mid-City. We recap the weekend pro and college football. Game time presented by Bet Rivers on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back. OTB 104.5 ESPN. You watch on youtube.com/1045 ESPN. Very excited. Still have 1,000 y'all hanging out with us here today. Go ahead, hit the like button. Ooh. I haven't had coffee yet this morning, I just realized.
I don't think you need it.
I do, because I love caffeine.
It's a hell of a thing.
Yeah, you know, I do, because I have a literal addiction. But that's fine. I'm also addicted to football, and I'm addicted to beating Alabama. It's just unfortunate I don't get that hit too often. But I got it this weekend, and it was fantastic. Okay, so we kind of left talking about the defense, talking about Harold Perkins, and Jake, let me know whenever we got that. We got that video ready to roll.
It's sent to Danny as soon as we get the thumbs up there.
Okay, cool.
We'll be ready to roll. And again, like I know you have some videos that you want to play of Perk, and there's ones out. And it's not like this huge like game-changing strip sack or interception or what. It's just a play. For me, the one that I wanted to highlight of a player making a play that I don't think anybody in the country could have made outside of him. Like I truly believe that.
Yes, and we got it. We're good to go. Okay, so this is what I'm forgetting. What this was late in the game here, right? What was this?
No, this is second quarter.
Okay, this is second quarter.
So this is the second quarter.
Oh, this is when you held him to a field goal.
Yes, I believe it's after, if I'm not mistaken, the long choice route that they hit to the running back. And so this situation right here, it's 3rd and 5 on LSU's 6-yard line. You hold him to a field goal there. But Danny, you can go ahead and play it, and you'll see Perk is spying right here. I mean, stalking, basically, Bryce Young. And the end zone copy is even better. But Bryce Young's stutter step is as good as you'll find in college football. He is so good at getting away from pressure. He did it in this game. 23 hurries, only 2 sacks. He did it in the Texas game. He's done it his entire career.
Look at the touchdown that he scored. That's like the most Bryce Young play ever.
Right? But when he stutters and Perk stops, but then full speed closes on him right here, no player in the country could take that stutter, stop his momentum, and then have enough explosive nature to catch up with Bryce Young. And if you're saying
he almost broke Perk down, like that's how good Bryce Young is. Like,
and if you're watching this play, like, oh, that looks like no.
No, that is
you go back and watch Bryce Young in his career to stop right here and then go full speed in the same motion. No player in the country could have done that outside of Harold Perkins.
It is the is the same as when, to me, against Jackson Dart, he missed the sack and then still swallowed up Dart from behind, right?
Yes.
Like normally, like a normal human being, a normal great football player, like even a good football player, like other guys on the LSU team who are starting and playing and are very good, physically just don't have that in them, because like Jake is telling you, nobody really has that in them. And when you watch this man QB spy to talk about being a literal lion
Tiger.
hunting among the tall grass.
Let's be a tiger. Yeah,
stalking
makes
through
sense
the
here.
woods. That is the vibe that you get. He's got that predatory kind of loping, sort of like shoulders hunched a little bit, sort of vibe to him. And I know we can't show too many plays here, but so I won't. But there's another one. It was just an incomplete pass in the first quarter. Nothing a big deal. 3rd and 10, but same thing. He's sitting there spying, waiting. The second Bryce Young breaks the pocket, he's there. And Young's like shocked. Like he has to just throw the ball down because he's not used to it. How did this happen?
You know how many times he's had that play, T? Broken a linebacker down and then thrown a touchdown in the corner of the end zone because the corner safety that's in coverage tries to come up and make a play on him and he just floats it in the air. Like, I would love to talk to Bryce Young. By the way, Bryce Young is a fantastic interview and great young man.
He is an awesome. That's the worst part.
It's the worst part.
Yeah, I know. Is that he's fantastic. Same thing. It's like when Tua was there. He's
just
man, smiling and being like, so happy and
so many times.
I hate you. And he's even like Bryce Young's even like a really good actor. Like he's really good at those House commercials.
But you lost, so I'm glad you did that.
Yeah, good.
But like he had to be surprised by that, just because it hasn't really mattered the opponent. He's been able to flee the pocket, have a throw where it's easy for him to float it up there. And T-Bob's right. Like this looks
this
like
is the one that I said. Okay, so I didn't know we were gonna play
this. Looks like a tiger in the jungle.
Look at that. Look at that. Watch how quick that is. Back it up, Danny. The second that Bryce Young starts to leave, watch, he's stalking, break. Like he's shot out of a cannon. And Young, again, his timing is thrown off. He's used to having half a step more, being able to flip his hips and deliver that ball, but the speed at which Perk 40 closes is outside of the norm. And
hell of a rush by Wingo on that same play, too. Go back, Danny. Watch right here. Watch the pocket collapse. That's why Bryce Young has to. 54, he does not have Heelys on. I know it looks like he has Heelys on. Those are cleats that 54 has on there, but it doesn't matter because Wingo's pressing the pocket. Bryce Young feels that in his lap. He has to leave that pocket. So Wingo makes that play, and then you have the best spy in the country that finishes the play.
Well, and that was something that Matt House, that was obviously a very concerned to ever do that because on another big 3rd and 10, they ran a twist with Perkins pushing the interior of the pocket to flush Young, and you flushed him right into B.J. Ojulari, who was looping around all the way back from the backside. Same deal. Bryce Young's dead to rights, and he ends up having to throw the ball incomplete, and Alabama punts.
It is wild that
you won in the line of scrimmage. You won in the trenches, which is wild.
I mean, so many points of this. It just feels so different. That even then, some of the big wins you've had against Alabama, this one just feels completely different. But Bryce Young is a generational type of quarterback, Heisman Trophy winner. That man's not going to win a national championship unless
as a starter.
Yeah. Unless look, ask Flynn. Flynn has 2 national championships. He'll tell you he has 1. Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
quarterbacks
are
I argue with you about the 11 team versus the
17. Yeah, I try to give you the 7. You're like, nah, I'm good. As a starter, I mean, and he only started for 2 years. You're like, man, that's not that crazy. But at that place with the run that they've been on, and him to be as talented as he is, it's a little bit shocking.
That's one of the reasons why I wanted this win so badly. It's one of the reasons why they're all hurting so badly, is they know that they wasted the best quarterback that they ever had. And like I said, they hate their coordinators now. The Alabama fans do. They think the players that transferred in from Georgia and LSU and everywhere else are soft. Like it's so wonderful, the amount of tears being spilled. Okay, so I want to give some other defensive shout outs. Like you said, man, Mekhi Wingo just did what he's done all year long, which is just all the dirty work on that defensive line. I don't even know what he graded out at this game. Chances are it's very high because he grades high every single game. And then again, shout out to guys like Micah Baskerville, who continues to be the kind of heart and soul Mike linebacker who, like, Mike is interesting, Jay, because by no mean is he like, he's not like physically deficient or anything, right? He's a very good football player, but he doesn't have like the just raw talent of a Harold Perkins, but he has great instincts, great leadership, and he's clearly done a fantastic job. If you watched him throughout the night, he was the one getting all the last-second communication into everybody when they were shifting and motioning around, getting everyone lined up correctly. Like, Micah Baskerville has been great. And he's the one that actually got the pressure to force that pick to Converse when he came up, when Bryce Young maybe looked like he was going to run it, which that I have a crazy screenshot from that where, like, how Bryce Young got that ball off is even insane because he's literally throwing, like, under Baskerville's armpit while Baskerville's, like, on top of him. And the secondary was fantastic. And then how about just a big effort play in which you screwed up, but you made up for your screw up with Major Burns. There was a great answer from Kelly after the game where they were like, how about the effort? And I was thinking the same thing, right? But like, how about the effort on Burns to chase him down and it ends up, saving a touchdown, ends up being a field goal. And Kelly was like, well, he better have tackled him because the technique got him in trouble in the first place. Yeah. But that does not take away that Major Burns didn't really have that great of an angle.
No.
And just found a way to
get a running back,
the runner
but still
down,
found a way.
And it was a 4-point tackle. In that game, it was a 4-point tackle.
And so what Coach Kelly's talking about, and again, like we got to kind of pick and choose when we play tape here. So Major Burns, he's supposed to have inside leverage because the running back has a choice route. He has the choice where he can either sit it down if it's true zone. He can break it out on like a 5-yard out route. This is the Darren Sproles route, by the way, for all the Saints fans. Or he can do what he did and take it up the seam. If you overplay it and you give him the inside, he's going to take the seam and it's going to turn into the play that it did. So as a defensive back, I want to force him to go to the 5-yard route.
Yeah.
I'm playing inside. You're not coming inside here, and you're going to break out on a 5-yard route. Yes. We're going to tackle you right there. It's going to be 2nd and 5, whatever it is. And when you overplay it, you give him all that space. It is an easy pitch and catch. And
you saw Alvin Kamara last week. That's how he scored both of his touchdowns.
Yeah. And it's a route that if you have a running back that can run it, it is a killer. And so you over pursue it, and that's what BK is talking about. Like, you got to have technique. Now, I do credit him for going to chase him down, and you saved 4 points, but BK is a coach, and he's like, well, It was effort, but if you had the right technique, because that route in man coverage, again, you got AK, you got Darren Sproles, you got some of these smooth running backs. Like, you're probably lucky it wasn't Gibbs that actually was the one that ran that route because he probably finishes that in the end zone.
Well, but then we arrive back at complementary football, right, and overcoming mistakes and not letting one mistake spin into something larger. Yes, Major Burns screwed up. Then he did everything he could to make up for it.
Hey, he had a cowboy collar on. Give him some slack.
And then you know what he did? You know what happened? The boys had his back, and the defense bows up, and they hold him in the red zone. They hold him to a field goal, and that's just what this team did. They had each other's back all night long. I want to give more credit to the secondary as well. Maybe we look up their grades and do it that way, because one of the questions I had was, because they haven't truly been. Well, I mean, whatever. Alabama doesn't have elite receivers, right? But the worry is always that if Alabama's receivers are just a little bit better in your secondary, you have no chance against Bryce Young. Well, they were not better than your secondary. In fact, your receivers did a better job in the matchup against Alabama than vice versa. And so shout out to everybody in that secondary. Jarek Bernard-Converse. How much did Mekhi Gardner play?
He played a bunch.
Yeah.
I can get the snaps for you pretty quick. I'm breaking down the touchdown run there in overtime because I cannot wait to show that. I'm choosing that as my other.
3-year Letterman loves devastating downfield blocks. That was the literal definition of a devastating.
I'm choosing wisely when to play the plays that I play. Defensive snaps from Mekhi Gardner, every single one of them.
There you go.
So I'll give you a quick breakdown. He had 86 plays on defense. B.J. Ojolari played every one of them. Mekhi Gardner, every one of them. Baskerville, every one of them. Bernard-Converse, every one of them. Greg Brooks played 85 of the 86. Mekhi Wingo, 83 of the 86. Jaquelin Roy, 72. Perk, 67
there we go.
Of the 86.
So shout out to Bernard-Converse. Shout out to Mekhi Gardner. Those are two positions that you were very worried about in a post-Corey Raymond age where guys leave, and they were fantastic. And look, Greg Brooks continues to hit and make plays.
I like it. There's something about him. I think he's going to play on Sundays for a while. I know he doesn't have, he doesn't have elite this, that. I don't care. He's got something about him. He's got this instinct about him where he's always around the football. He's been a big blessing for that LSU secondary coming over.
All right, when we get back, we'll just continue more of this. Keep it locked, OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. Again, if you want to support the show, support people that support us, like All Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. And it's not, but I'm not just telling you, like, I wouldn't tell you to do that if I didn't believe in what you were getting. And I've got both of my vehicles from All Star Toyota, and I absolutely loved the process. I loved talking to the great employees over there, learning kind of what my options were, what deals were there, finding the number that was right for me, which ended up being like leasing a Camry, which I never would have done before, but I've been so happy with it. Now lease is up, about to go through this journey once again. And the point is, from a customer service to a price to a selection standpoint to the value that you'll get on a trade-in vehicle, there is nowhere better. And then even after you own and you go see, when you got to get service over there at the service department, Tommy Wagaspack or anything and everything, they are the absolute best. Now, for the holidays, you're going somewhere on a road trip or something, you need a rental, get cheaper per day rental prices than traditional rental companies. All Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At All Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All Star Toyota today.
It's no secret, the best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Monday's AFR, presented by Relief Windows. We're recapping LSU Bama and setting the table for Monday Night Football, Saints and Ravens. Join us Monday, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What up? Welcome back, OTB. What up? Hope everybody's having a great day. It was really bugging me, Jake. We're having a secondary conversation. I was like, there's a name I'm missing, like Joe Fouché.
Yep.
Joe Fouché's been great for this team this year. A dude with a lot of experience, and what a journey for him now, narratively. In that he's kind of forced to go find his fortunes elsewhere, goes to Arkansas, makes his name, and now comes back, and in year one of putting it on for the home state.
Some NCAA BS.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yes,
in which his credits didn't transfer from Arkansas to LSU. So it wasn't anything he could control.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he controlled him transferring, but he did what he was supposed to do in the classroom, but some NCAA BS.
And make no mistake, like people are told ahead of time, like they're like you're fine, like yeah, you can transfer, you're good to go.
Every time.
So somebody screwed up and missed some detail along the way. He got punished for it. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And now in his first year, putting it on for his home state, wearing that purple and gold that he was once denied, and now just was he the second or third highest graded player?
He was the highest of the game. He played 55 snaps. He graded out 76.1. So not just defensive back, but the entire defense. And the secondary had 3 of the 4 highest grades on defense.
Wow. So, I mean, that's why, again, and really, I mean, if we're thinking about the game, Alabama's receivers felt feckless. Like they had no bite to them. You were never scared for the first time. And granted, that's kind of been the problem with Alabama all year long. And certainly that's something they're going to try to fix. But yeah, you were never, not like the past few years where there's always somebody who kind of terrified you. There was none of that. And then you saw a secondary, Jake, that was only gaining in confidence as the game went on.
There was, like, when you look at Bernard Converse and you look at Fouché and you look at Greg Brooks, like there's a confidence out there that I don't know if the TV copy can show because they kind of cut away a little bit. But, like, even after the play and the confidence they have and the communication that those 3 players have in each other, it's just – I know it's common in today's college football, and it wasn't when we were playing, so maybe that's why I'm always, like, astonished by it. But the chemistry that these players have – I mean, Brooks and Fouché played together, but still, like, in a different place. And it just feels like the chemistry just works, and you're coming from all over the place, and you're putting them in a new program. And that, to me – and I'm probably going to be amazed by it for another year or two until it just becomes so common that we're not really highlighting it anymore. But defensive backs, communication is key. How many times did we see over the last couple of years LSU's defensive backs with bad communication?
Yeah, it's been a core problem at times.
Busted coverages.
Yeah.
I mean, in 2020, like I got tired of making the joke, social distancing happens in the LSU backfield. Like, because you would see the receiver for the other team in the screen by himself because they were playing whatever coverage they wanted to and not the coverage that was called. And you don't see that this year, man. It's not just Pelini. I mean, it was Pelini, but last year too. Right, the Central Michigan game.
No, I know, but no, I'm
where
just
you got
about 2020.
You got 3 guys playing quarters and another guy playing quarter halves, and you see Central Michigan take it 80 yards. You don't see that this year. If you get beat, it's been because the players beat you with his athletic ability, not because of busted coverage.
I view a lot of times, Jake, I view communication as 2 things. The ability of a coach to kind of accomplish the core goal of coaching, which is to communicate responsibility, right? And then I also view it as the leadership of whoever the players are on the field to make sure that they execute that and that everybody holds themselves to that standard. LSU's been lacking in those regards in one way or another for a couple of years, not so much this year. One thing that I always thought that Dave Aranda was very good at was created defenses that, obviously look very complex and very multiple, but making it simple enough for everybody to communicate and be on the same page. Matt House is doing that same thing, and there's a certain bit of coaching alchemy or magic to make that happen? How do you make something look complicated but keep it to where, like Jake is saying, 11 young college kids who many of them playing together for the first time, how can they all be on the same page? House communicates responsibilities, and then it's guys like Baskerville and Fouché and the others in there that then make sure that everybody is running the correct responsibilities. And so it's a credit to everyone in that locker room. And the immediate chemistry is a bit interesting. I wonder, Jake, if it almost helps that it's all a part of a larger full reset because everybody's kind of in the same boat together. There was no real odd man out coming into the club. Like, there was no real new kid because literally almost everyone was a new kid. So it was just a new group going into the unknown together.
I mean, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at snaps and how many players played. And this is what, like the third or fourth week in a row where, like most of the guys that played the entire game are coming from somewhere else. And so to your point, T, like they all came in together. So they were able to start at the same point. And then you got to give credit to guys like B.J. Ojolari and Micah Baskerville and Jaqueline Roy and guys like that who were here who also helped that transition because defense is so much about communication and being on the same page. Like offense, it is, but I would even say defense more so, right? You have to be on the same page. And this defense, for considering where everybody's coming from, a new system, new coordinator, new coaches all over the place, like we're just not used to seeing that. And we've even seen with players that have played together having busted coverages. Busted coverages have been an issue for LSU over the last 2 years. There's been so many times when that's cost you a game, and so it is impressive. It's a new college football, and there's going to be some programs that I guarantee you use this model because when you can add a player that's 21, 22 years old, has been in the fight to your team compared to maybe taking a chance on a high school kid.
Yeah.
Right? And now the new rules is going to help you because they're not going to count towards your initial scholarship counter. But like there's some schools, if I'm a school, like this doesn't count for LSU because LSU can still recruit at a high level. But if I'm a school that I'm in a conference that I can compete, but I can't compete on the recruiting trail, well, I'm going to go get a 21-year-old that's been in it before.
100%. And look, now it's not all going to be roses like LSU made because like sometimes you're going to get guys that maybe aren't the right type of people that you want in there that maybe we're transferring because they're not like the best team guy or something along those lines. So LSU's been really good at it, though. Whether it's luck, whether it's just skill through training and everything, they've been elite. All right, we got to go to break, and we will wrap up our two next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to GEAUXroof.com. GoRoof.com, 9278300. Shout out to Bobby and Tommy and the boys and girls over there at Go Roof. Had a great time at the Go Roof tailgate before talking to everybody, hanging out. We're kind of everybody talking like, what you think? We're like, you know what? We think F it, dude. Just LSU's going to win the game. That's what I think, right? And lo and behold, they gone and did it. Well, I think Go Roof tailgate was a part of that. But that same confidence that we had in LSU to win this game, you can have in Go Roof getting your roof right, man. 927-8300 is the number. Get that free professional estimate. Make a fully informed decision about what you want to do next. So do the work immediately, put it off, whatever. And what you're going to find when you work at Go Roof is that you get a beautiful new roof every shingle time. And they want you to trust them and have that peace of mind. And so they offer a 2-year workmanship guarantee on top of the manufacturer warranty. Go Roof!
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt and Hill. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
3 people walk into a bar. The first 2 order the same old margs. The third, Nuevo Topo Chico Margarita Hard Seltzer. Crafted with real lime juice and a crisp tequila flavor. Topo Chico Margarita Hard Seltzer.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off MSRP plus 2.9% for 60 months on new 2022 Ford F-150s. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
There's nothing better than tailgating, but it can be a lot of work. So why do it yourself when you don't have to? Let Revelry Sports and Entertainment set up your luxury tailgate on campus. Order what you want and just show up to party. Book your tailgate.
Join me, Jimmy, out at Charles Handegrift. Monday, 6 to 8 p.m., we're at Spoken Hub Restaurant on Government Street in Mid-City. We recap the weekend pro and college football. Game Time presented by Bet Rivers on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to OTB. Let's go ahead and I want to get. I don't know if we're not gonna do all the answers here, but I want to get a couple Brian Kelly answers. Mara, did you text me the sound sheet? Sorry, I hate to do this.
He did.
On air, but where did he text it? In my
group.
Is it just okay in the group? Okay, thank you. That's what I was.
In the group text that we use every day. All day.
Here's Brian Kelly's opening statement after beating Alabama.
Well, first, pretty excited locker room in there, as you can imagine. So proud of my football team and the way they just took it one play at a time. It's for me, just to see them grow. This was the next stage in development of our football team, and that they needed to just not think about outcome and think about one play at a time, get to the next play, focus, refocus, and that was the charge all week. Many people had talked about not getting off to a good start and all those things. How do you change that? And so we're talking so much more about just locking in mentally on one play at a time. Don't think about the scoreboard. And I thought they did a great job.
See, you think the Cannon knows? You think these guys know? I mean, that is, now he did not say, one snap and clear, but that's exactly what he's talking about. Not thinking about outcome, not allowing the fear of failure to make you distracted from the task at hand, taking things one play at a time. It's nothing physical, but it's much harder than something physical. Something physical is easy, right? Change your technique. Don't do this false step. Okay. The harder part is to control your mind, especially in those big moments. And that's exactly what this LSU team did, and it sounds like that was a real point of focus throughout the week, Jake.
Yeah, it absolutely did. Again, going back to it, the bye week was an advantage for LSU, not only because of the scheme that you came up with, but because of the mindset that you set in those 2 weeks.
Yep.
Make no mistake about it. Like, you reset your mindset during those 2 weeks. It's an advantage for LSU when it just has not been for a very, very long time.
All right, hour 3 of OTB coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. Rejuve me Medical. If you want to feel younger and better, you already know. We tell you about it all the time. You're in Slidell. They got a place right by you as well, Metairie. And check it out for more news. Well, we got some exciting news coming around the corner. But the bottom line is when it comes to HRT, hormone replacement therapy, maybe it's for you, maybe it's not. Draw your labs, see exactly where you stand, and let them customize a plan to get you where you want to be. But it's not just HRT, Jake. They have things like metabolization optimization. I'm saying that wrong. Metabolism optimization. Thank you. Where I think you're going to really like what that can do for you and your body. So go ahead and check it out today by going to Rejuve Me Medical or go to RejuveMeMedical.com.
Yeah, if you feel rejuvenated because LSU beat Alabama and you want that feeling to stay, well, go see Rejuve Me Medical because you'll always feel like that. You'll feel like you have that energy. Go to RejuveMeMedical.com, 225-230-4201.
Before we begin any electrical work here, we perform a home safety check that begins at your electrical panel to make sure that you and your family are safe. For all your upgrades, installations, and repairs, call Mr. Electric.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Service Mastery Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Mastery Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Mastery Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Monday, November 7th. Your government taco forecast in Baton Rouge. Expect cloudy skies with a high of 87. Coming up on OTB, we have a delayed edition of Weekend Winners, and Hold the Mayo. Devin Snow joins the show at 9:15 for Spread Lines. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. OTBOT, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB, hour number 3 right here. I'm completely blanking on the segments that we wanted to do left. We got spread lines coming up at 9:15, but I mean, we got a few more Kelly sounds to get through.
Got a clip that we want to show as
want
well.
To do the clip? We'll do the clip first.
Yes.
And then we get to Kelly sounds. All right, cool.
All right.
And then we'll do like, we at least have to mention the Saints. Obviously, we will talk about them
tomorrow
with Mayo. And maybe we can sneak in something back here, but yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, and tomorrow will be heavy Saints, depending on how the game goes. Obviously, it'll be good or bad vibes, but I mean, yeah.
It's going to be impossible for me to have bad vibes, dude. Not only did I get to watch an LSU Alabama win on Saturday in a great environment with a ton of people going crazy, and it was so much fun. But then on Sunday, I got to go visit my grandmother, see her for a little bit. That was great. And then I got to go to the Kingdom of Albright and enjoy a wonderful day at La Renaissance Fest. So, I mean, come on, dude. My knight yesterday broke 3 of the 4 lances. His opponent couldn't even break 1. Shout out Sir Victor. They call him the Stag of York for a reason. 3 of 4 lances shattered, boys.
All right.
That's how you joust.
All right. Before we get too deep in that cup, Danny,
to get me down.
Can you pull up? This is the touchdown in overtime. So, obviously, it was one play for LSU in overtime, and Jaden scores. And Josh Williams' block here, remarkable. Amazing block. But I want you to pay attention to the bottom of the screen. This is Brian Thomas for LSU. Lined up across from him is Eli Ricks. I think a name that you'll all remember. Pay attention.
Benedict Ricks.
Now, you know Jaden scores, right? And you know Josh Williams decleats his player, one of the best blocks you'll see. But just let it play, Danny, and I want you to watch the bottom of the screen. In fact, we'll watch it in silence together. He pushed that man wherever he wanted to.
That is the best feeling as someone blocking, is when you're blocking a person so far behind the play, but it's not like, it's not illegal. You're just staying on the block, and they're clearly annoyed with you, and they want you to get off because you're like, maybe you're in the end zone or you're on the sidelines, and you just keep going because you know at that point. Well, and you kind of saw the play breaking, right? So you know Jaden Daniels is going to score, and he's just rubbing it in his face. Traitor.
And it doesn't.
Have fun going back to T-Town.
Like, it doesn't really show it, and maybe we can find a
Traitor Town.
Let me tell you something. Brian Thomas lets him know as he's walking back, and Ricks can't even look back because he has nothing that he can say. Brian Thomas is following him, letting him know exactly what just occurred. And it kind of goes back to what we talked about. I mean, look at that. Mason Taylor block, Josh Williams block.
Josh Williams, dude.
Brian, it's.
Go back to Josh Williams one more time, because that is a decleating.
Yep.
That is a lay it all. It's a throw your heart across the line and the body will follow, dude.
That's after he faked it, by the way.
Bang!
That's after an RPO in which he got the fake, and he lets them know as well. That is a team that is playing for each other. That is a team that doesn't care who gets the credit. That is a team that is doing everything that it takes to be able to win a game like this. This, like Brian Thomas, like how many big plays he's made this year. He was as happy to block Eli Ricks in that play as anybody else in that field was as happy to do anything.
Well, it's funny because, yes, wide receiver blocking, like the same way that yards per attempt is a great measurement of, like, a great single number, Jake, that can give you actually a pretty damn good picture of how a quarterback's playing overall. If your wide receivers block or not is a great measurement of whether or not you have buy-in on your team. Because that's a hard position group sometimes to get to want to do these sort of things. But when you have a group that does, not only does that's how you break long plays, like that's critical to success, but it's also a sign that everybody's doing their job. And it runs, right in line with what Kelly's entire philosophy is built upon, which is accountability to your brother. And so I don't care if you're getting the ball or not, you are accountable to make the plays happen. And so, yeah, it was, and it's not just that one play. Like every wide receiver blocks their ass off. Kayshawn does. Everybody is out there grinding. Kayshawn had a sneaky good game as well. Like Jake, we haven't even mentioned him this entire time, and I'm pretty sure he ended up being LSU's leading receiver. Is this correct?
He was.
From a pure statistical standpoint.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but he had 7 for 51, so he had the most catches and the most yards of any LSU receiver. And yet again, LSU continues to spread the wealth. Malik had 6 catches, Mason had 3, Emory had 2, Josh Williams had 3.
Did Kyron Lacey get a big one?
He had 1 for 5, but it was a great catch that
Was
he
it
had.
like a conversion or something?
No, remember he caught it and got hit immediately
he got drilled,
and held on to the football.
Yes, that was big time. That was big time.
I'm trying to find the the run blocking grades real quick because you're talking about it. Brian Thomas Jr., the highest graded run blocker on LSU's team Saturday night, 83%.
Damn, taking them Alabama DBs and
I want y'all to
your little
know,
son.
like Pro Football Focus, the thing they grade the hardest, in my opinion, is run blocking.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
LSU's O-line keeps grading out like garbage.
I know, and I'm like, God, they're doing pretty good. 83%. Josh Williams, 70.5, comes in at number 2. And then you have Bradford, Miles Frazier, Kyron Lacey, Jeray Jenkins, Malik Neighbors. All of those receivers are right there, some of the highest run blocker grades on LSU's team on Saturday.
Okay, let's get to another. Let's do another Brian Kelly answer here. Which one do I want to play? Here is the one about the O-lineman. This is Brian Kelly, and listen to the incredulity in his voice, okay? Because this is constantly what I'm trying to express. Because in Brian Kelly's voice, I mean, the words are important, but just in the tone of his voice, you can hear how absurd it is that you are witnessing what you're witnessing out of Emory Jones and Will Campbell.
I don't know how they do it, to be honest with you. It's amazing. Now, they have a mental toughness that is unusual for their age and lack of experience. They just are so strong mentally that they can go back after, Campbell gives up a sack and he comes to the sideline and he can explain to me precisely what happened and the steps that he's going to take that it never happens again for the rest of his life. I'm like, well, we're good. We're good here. Just get to the next play. But that's how unusual those two freshmen are. They are so focused on doing their job and doing it well. It's quite unusual.
See, I mean, right there, unusual. Like he can't explain it. Like sometimes, and you know what? To outperform expectations, you have to have those sort of elements. Like guys, just like nobody expected Mason Taylor to be this impactful as a true freshman in college. You have to have things break like that your way, and they have.
I like that answer though. He came back to the sideline like, "Hey, I got a little bit. My head was over my cleats, and I took these steps because." Like, yeah, we saw, but like even when I used to get beat, like I couldn't process it. I think in that moment sometimes, like, man, what did I do there? The fact that he's like, look, my head got too far ahead. He pulled a swim move on me.
It was a real lack of athleticism. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. I'm trying, man. The natural talent for Campbell and Jones obviously is what sets this all up, but the mental aspect is where they actually separate. Here is Kelly on the decision to go for 2.
It was a decision at that moment. I just felt as I thought about it, if we could boil this game down to one play and win this game, before the game started, if you asked me, hey, I'm going to give you one play, and if you're successful on that one play, you beat Alabama, I would have taken that 100 times out of 100.
Yep.
And so at that moment, it kind of hit me that way, and I knew we had a really good play that we hadn't used and they hadn't seen. And when you get 5 out on the perimeter, you truly have a threat. Yep. And so I felt really good about the play, and it was well executed, and that was the thought behind it.
And, I mean, it makes sense. We talk about it on other shows. We don't have to spend too much time on it here. But, again, it's almost like military tactics, okay? Maintain the initiative. Dictate the terms of engagement. Why give Bryce Young another chance with the ball? Your quarterback's been incredible all year long. I mean, obviously, especially this last month, has been legitimately incredible. Put in his hands. And that's what they did. And look, if you're the better team, like I'm not saying it's just a blanket go for 2 every time, though I do kind of lean that way. But if you're the better team and you've maybe just played an awful game, sure, maybe you don't run the risk of losing the game there on the spot. But in a battle like that evenly matched, where it's just an absolute fist fight, yes, I absolutely love saying we are going to end it here one way or another. This ends here.
Yeah. And, I mean, not even a second thought.
No.
He scored immediately, sent him back out there.
Yep.
Now, Alabama took a timeout because they didn't really know how to line up, and LSU changed the play. Because if I'm not mistaken, it was a bunch formation to the right the first time. I had to go back and watch it.
I don't know. I mean, bro, I'm
pretty sure it's a bunch formation to the right.
I haven't watched that film yet, and so the end of the game is a bit of a fever dream, as it was just like every cell of my body was vibrating with intensity, waiting to see what was going to happen.
Yeah, so we don't have it on the all 22. Like I'd have to go back and watch the
TV broadcast.
The TV broadcast, but I'm pretty sure he had bunch formation, and so you send him out there. Alabama's confused. They take a timeout. Then you come back, and I was fully expecting, all right, they're going to come back out in the bunch formation. Like, no, let's change the play. They changed the play. Alabama still is confused. All right, they have an extra player on the field. And a lot of people are like, why don't you snap it there when you see he's running? Because here's why you don't snap it. You could have had 11 on the field, and Alabama just maybe their defensive back thought he was extra. And if you snap that, you hurry that up, you don't run your play. And let's say they had 11 on the field, he makes it 10 because he's a college kid, he's confused, he's running off the field. Then, like, you blow the game.
Yeah.
So you don't rush,
Taylor
you don't
had
panic.
Had to do that motion to start this play. So yeah, like it's a very timing based play is what Jake is getting at here. And so if you screw up the timing by just trying to force a penalty that you're not 100% a penalty, you're done.
Right. So you see that play around the field again. Like, yeah, he's the 12th player, but I mean,
look at how timing. Like, look, that ball came immediately out of Jaden's hands.
Yes. And so I think
what
you
a
did.
Catch and fall in the end zone, dude. Every time I watch again, I get actually a little more worried about how close it actually was.
Yeah, me too. I know. Oh gosh, Danny, can you go back to like right before they line up? I don't know if the TV copy shows this or not, but when they're about to go for 2, keep going back. Keep going. All right, so that's the score. Does it show? If it shows when they line up, I think it's really impressive that you had a play call in a different formation, and I bet you called the same play, but you called it out of a different formation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, obviously, like, because he said, like we knew the play. I don't know if it shows it, but it's like you knew the play, but it came out in a different formation, and that's always a sign that of good coordinating, right?
Yes, I agree. Last one before we get to Hold the Mayo. Here's Brian Kelly on why he was a bit emotional.
Because that was such a great game. I mean, and I had never beaten Alabama, and so, yeah, me too. That's my friend Pam. She hasn't beaten Alabama either. She's been with me. But so, you know, those things are kind of like you want to check the box and move on. And so, yeah, you get a little emotional about those. And I was emotional, not for myself, but I was emotional for our team because I know what we look like in January, and to see where we are today, that's pretty emotional.
Yeah, I mean, so right there, it was a very honest answer, and I really enjoyed it. And for Brian Kelly, I mean, one of the players in the locker room might have been Ali Gay, but as Brian Kelly was giving his speech, basically one of the players yelled, like, "This is why you came here."
Ali Gay, yeah.
And, well, that Brian Kelly just expressed that. Like, this is validation of the decision in a lot of ways. That was a hurdle he could not get over previously. Now, granted, maybe a bit of a, I don't want to go too far down this road because obviously he's only playing them in championship situations, so he's playing the best versions of Alabama, and this maybe isn't that, but this is still validation of why he came here to LSU to trust in the talent and all the resources and everything else that he would be given to try to be successful. He's now, like, that dude's done a lot in his career, and now already he's done something that he had never done before, which is saying something considering his accomplishments.
And now continues his streak of winning in November.
Yeah, yes.
It's been a very, very long time. Was it 2017 now?
Yeah.
Last time he lost in November?
November is for contenders. And let's go to our guy, our number one contender, Devin Snow, a.k.a. Hold the Mayo next. Keep it locked, OTB.
OTB, OT.
Go to ITI Technical College. I had a great time, Jake, last Thursday at the Student Appreciation Day. Slamming chili dogs, doing raffles, hanging out on the ITI campus. The ITI campus is fantastic, y'all. It's right off Airline Highway. It's right here in Baton Rouge. And so if you want to get that AOS degree in 2 years, you want to change your life, set yourself up for a career, a successful career, ITI can help you accomplish all those goals. And the best part is not only do they get you ready for like jobs that are relevant to Louisiana industry, but they can actually assist you in getting those jobs when you're done. So get off your butts. Stop putting it off. Act now. ITI Technical College.
Yeah, remember, they're going to work with you, so you don't have to worry about, not being able to do something you're already doing because you have day and night classes, and it's going to take the same time. Doesn't really matter if it's day or night classes. Also, Fridays are off, so you can continue doing what you're doing and also work with ITI College. Go find them at iticollege.edu. Admissions 877-591-1070.
Professional golfers John Peterson and JJ Colleen answer all your golf and life questions inside the new Drop Biscuit Studios podcast for the people. Download or subscribe today at dropbiscuit.com.
I am Juliet, daughter of Marguerite, granddaughter of Gabriel Piera. I come from a line of strong women who knew struggle and success too. Still, I was scared by my breast cancer diagnosis. But I had Blue Cross coverage, which meant I got care from top doctors. I'm strong like my mother, and her mother before her. The right card, the right care.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This summer, meet Acura's heroes of performance. Only available at the Acura Summer of Performance.
This summer, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at Running Boards Marketing.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Monday's AFR, presented by Relief Windows. We're recapping LSU Bama and setting the table for Monday Night Football, Saints and Ravens. Join us Monday, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria. Spread lines with Devin Snow, a.k.a. Hold the Mayo. Presented by DraftKings.
Presented by DraftKings. That's right. 2-1 weekend for your boy in the DGen Dome. Might be back to 500 now. Not sure, dude. What? What are you looking at, Dan?
I was 0-2-1.
Say
The
something.
old DGen Dome.
Oh, my
this
chair?
week.
Sorry, I'm in my chair. Let's go. Whatever the point is, you need to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Promo code Baton Rouge. More on that in a minute. Right now, let's go to our guy, Devin Snow, a.k.a. Hold the Mayo, who I saw before the game because, look, there's a lot of Bama Saints fans. And so Dev was imploring his followers from Alabama to not get too upset with him during this game. And Dev, I wanted to tell you, I forgot to at the time, but F them kids, okay? Okay, forget about it. If they can't handle it, then they don't get to watch the RB&R videos. They don't get to be a part of the Mayo crew. Mayo, how we feeling this morning, dude?
Oh, we're feeling phenomenal. And it's just a weird combination that people who root for, love Alabama, also root for, love the Saints. Yes. So it's a touchy thing, man. And I feel like I just started to notice it this past year.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
But who cares? Take that L, baby.
Take
it home with
That's
you.
what I'm saying,
Take it all the way to Alabama. Drive past Gulf Shores with it. All of that.
I mean that's the thing, right? We can all come together tonight and we can watch the Saints game tonight and we can be united under the Gulf South's favorite NFL team. But last Saturday, it was a blood time, baby. It was a bloodbath. And what a game. Man, we've talked about it all morning long. Anything that we have not mentioned or just what was your kind of opinion or main takeaways from the game?
Wish I would have actually been there because just looks like one of those games you really, man, you just wish you wouldn't have missed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, also shout out to the Saints for not playing the next day to where we could take in this victory, right? 24 hours of pure happiness just happened.
Dude.
We didn't have to worry about the Saints, what they were doing. And now here we are today.
And here we are today. We got a little Monday Night Football coming up tonight.
Yeah, Dev, you going to be in the building?
I don't know yet. I usually don't find out till right before, you know.
Oh, wow.
Would love to be there, but I mean, either way,
Wow. I mean, tell me you don't have kids without telling me you don't have kids. Like, how about that? I might depends. See if the ticket comes through.
Yeah,
like T-Bob
bro, I feel like Mike
playing
Tyson right now, man. I got a broken back right now. I don't know what's going on. Just I woke up and my back just felt like it had a wrench in it, man.
Dude, I'm Dev. I just figured out, and I told my wife at the beginning of the football season, this was absolutely not going to be a problem. But I'm having a baby the day before the SEC championship, dude. And there should have been no way that this cobbled together Frankenstein team should have even been in the competition. And it's a great problem to have. But here we sit, maybe heading to Atlanta. We'll see.
It's a beautiful thing. Also, on a sad note, just to get the sad note out the way, rest in peace, Aaron Carter.
Okay, yeah.
I did.
Yeah, rest in peace, Aaron Carter. We'll never see that rematch of him and Shaq that we've been waiting for years. So, bless his heart and rest in peace. 34 years old.
Speaking of Shaq, and I know we're probably pushing weekend winners to tomorrow, but Shaq on the sideline, great vibes for everyone all around. We haven't even talked about the John Emery touchdown with that nasty high-stepping cut on the sideline and Shaq in the background pointing the young man to the end zone.
John Emery, if anybody's on the Red Beans, I'm telling you, bro, I've been saying it for weeks. John Emery is on the Red Beans. I every time he gets the ball, man, I just think about how he's going to do in the pros, bro. Like, he's going to be a good pro back, too.
I agree.
So
it's funny that you say that, Dev, because earlier somebody in the chat was like, I think the one thing else she was missing is arguably an elite takeover back. And
I'm glad I didn't see that comment.
I love the running back play. I kind of see what they're getting at there, though.
No, I don't.
But the thing is, I kind of think that John Emery will. John Emery could be there. Remember, John Emery's just playing football still for the first time in a couple of years, and he's only getting better and better and better. Like, he's going to be awesome. By the time this thing's said and done.
I'll always resort back to Madden because I play Madden.
Yep.
And, I downloaded the draft class in Madden. So for next year's draft class, so I was able to draft John Emery, and even Mad knows, had him at a superstar development. Like this dude. I love Emery, man. I really do.
All right, let's get into some spread lines. Saints game day. How we feeling, Deb?
Feeling better than I felt any other day. Mark Andrews out.
Yes.
That's huge.
True.
Huge. Mark Andrews out. Who's the other one that they got out? Rashad Bateman's out.
Okay.
So really, it's going to come down to the Saints defense. Let's get to the quarterback. Let's force a couple turnovers. And I really don't have no worries about the Saints offense because they kind of been in rhythm. I like our chances tonight more than ever. Right now, I love it.
Yeah, if Peyton Turner can play and contribute a second game in a row, watch out, Bo. Don't let him get hot. What is this? Alabama fan visual?
My favorite visual from the Alabama LSU game was when it was, I don't know, all the Alabama fans kind of look alike.
Yes,
they got
100%.
red hair and they look related. But this kid, he was just he was devastated, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I hope his PlayStation was broke too when he got back to the house. I hope it all went wrong for the guy. Take that out.
It's funny. For some reason, all Alabama do feel like redheads, which I'm not entirely sure why. But this almost feels like a kid, too, who has betrayed his parents here. Like, I don't know. He is surrounded by purple and gold here, Jake. This may be, and I was like this as a kid, right? You love the team that's winning all the time, no matter, sometimes you maybe just want to mess with your
front
parents.
Runner, his parents are LSU
I'm
fans.
saying his parents could be, I'm not seeing any other Alabama in that picture. Maybe I'm missing something here, but,
or he just turned 13. Maybe hence the jersey number. He just turned 13, got himself in the game, and just sat by himself. I've been there before, but
I would be very impressed if that was the case.
I mean, my 13-year-old sat by himself for a portion of the game until I could get down there get with him.
Ooh, I can't wait to watch.
Now my 13-year-old looks like he's about 21, but
yeah.
There's peace in sitting by yourself, man. I go to Piccadilly all the time. I just sit by myself.
I love
be
eating
still
alone.
my heart. Piccadilly by yourself.
Eating alone is yes undefeated.
I love walking to a restaurant. How many? Just one. Just me.
You've never lived until you've gone to a Chinese buffet alone and watched football. It's the greatest feeling in the world. What about some what?
I love that for you.
Hubies.
Yeah. What about
Hubies is back.
I love it.
Well, yeah. So, Dev, you've been on this for years now. Where have they been? And then I heard some. What's the news here? I heard some about this.
People got hands on them. It's breaking news.
What?
People are getting hands on Hubie's pies as we speak.
What?
They did this Po' Boy festival over the weekend, and they had them there. And now I'm seeing people that are just going to different places that have them too.
So,
man, I'd love to get a day one Hubie. I got to be honest.
A
with
little soft launch, maybe.
Are you going to go?
Putting the word out there.
Yeah. Are you going to go? Are you going to go out hunting them?
Yeah, I really am. Yeah, I'm gonna find me a lemon one, an apple one. If I had to give my top 3 Hubies right now, I'd say lemon, apple. It's close. Lemon, apple, and my third would probably be. I like the chocolate. The chocolate gets a lot of hate.
I've never had the chocolate.
I do like the chocolate. Maybe I like the chocolate right there at 3, especially if you could just preheat it in the oven at 350 and put some ice cream with it. Now you're rolling.
Hell yes, dude. Okay, so Hubie's back. Let's see if I can't remember where they're making them now. Brain had the whole story earlier. Very interesting. This next subject.
Look at all those Hubies. Look at all those Hubies.
I'm kind of hungry today. You said Piccadilly and the pies right in front of me? Come on, man.
Well, and now this next list here on Spreadlines is funny because this is a snack that as a child, I don't know that there was a more near and dear snack to a young, chubby, BET watching, braces having 13-year-old T-Bob than Planters cheese balls. I love cheese balls. I don't allow myself to ever buy cheese balls because I will sit there and I will eat. Like, I'll just eat however big the container of cheese balls is. Like, if it's just that thing, that's getting smashed. If it's a giant barrel, that's getting smashed.
You and Memphis Hester, cheese balls.
They're just unbelievable. They're the tastiest things on the planet.
It was a great nostalgic children's snack because I remember me being like 2 or 3 years old, sitting in front of the TV, watching the Wayans brothers or something, eating cheese balls. So I saw them the other day, and man, they look like they looked in 1995. Man, look at it, man. That's beautiful, bro.
That
I will say this
from 95. I don't think those things spoil.
Yes, like in a post-nuclear world, too, in a post-apocalyptic world, if you can find the cheese ball factory, you will not go hungry. This is true.
Oh, damn. Somebody in the chat said they sold 10,000 pies in 4 hours.
What?
Yesterday.
Oh, my
Man,
God.
watch out for UB's pies on the Forbes list. I'm serious, man. People been waiting for them pies to come back for a decade.
Well, and you've been yelling about it, Dev. You've been the lead champion of the Missing Hubies. I'm so happy, dude. Working at Starbucks, Dev.
I don't know if y'all caught the video.
I did see it.
The gentleman. Yeah, I mean, at first I'm just like, man, this is probably going to be some soft stuff right here. And then I started watching the video and I was just thinking to myself, I was like, man, could you imagine working 8 straight hours in Starbucks?
Awful.
I mean, maybe I would shed a tear, but at the same time, his coworkers, while he was crying the whole time, were probably just getting their tails kicked up there. Vanilla frappe after vanilla frappe after vanilla frappe after vanilla frappe. But Starbucks, man, it's a chaotic place, man. Haven't been there in so long. But,
I agree with you, Dev. I agree. Like, I understand that, whatever. Like, that video was originally spread to be like, he's soft, he's this, he's that. But you're right, man. You actually sit and you think about what that 8 a.m. rush must be like, as you said, and how complicated these orders get. I mean, my wife has a little bit of Karen in her. I'm not going to lie. I mess with her all the time about it. And she'll order like a quarter pump of peppermint in there or something. I'm like, Jesus, dude.
Oh, what?
And that's not even one of the more complicated orders. Like
quarter pump.
Like the depths to which these orders descend, it's just horrifying.
Oh, there's a lot of jokes in there, but quarter pump's really good.
That's why I just go to PJ's because they let me say the word medium in that. Like, you can't say medium at certain coffee places.
Chill out, dude. This is the old, dude. This is the old role models bit. Look, venti means 20, okay? 20 ounces. It's not me, venti. It's nice and easy, dude.
God, role models. Very underrated.
Role models are great comedy.
I'll just never catch on to that, man. Like, I just rather say medium, bro. Like, just saying the word venti makes me uncomfortable.
Dev, so you couldn't come on the DJ Dome Friday because our boy continues to blow up. And what, were you on a Camellia Red Beans tour? What were you looking at there?
Yeah, I did a whole Camellia's production tour. I don't even know if anybody has ever done that before. It was incredible, man. So many red wizards, that account for these beans, man. It's like you got a guy that's like pick because it's an agriculture product, man. Yeah. It comes in these big sacks, and you got to get some stuff out of it that shouldn't be in there. Rocks, stuff like that. Dude, it goes through like 4 cycles of inspecting the beans, making sure there's no cracked beans, no rocks, whatever.
No way.
One of the jobs for one of these guys was he does the eye inspection. He's just looking at thousands of pounds of red beans, and he does an eye inspection on if there's something in there that shouldn't be in there. Crazy.
No. That sounds actually that kind of sounds like hell a little bit. Like I might lose my mind. You're just staring at beans all day long.
Nothing but smiles in there, bro.
Wow,
seriously.
Let's go, dude.
Nothing but smiles. And I'm sorry I missed on Friday, but my presence was definitely felt. 3-0, baby. Took 3 teams that began with the letter L and went 3-0. Let's go. Let's ride.
Oh, wow. Little reverse ops today. Hey, Dev, what's the merch looking like on htmsports.com/shop right now?
No merch yet. The designs they just came in the other day, so I'm hoping for next Monday. I got the Better on the Beans design done. Greatest tradition in the world with the globe as the world, and it's got a red bean pinpointed where Louisiana is. Super tight stuff. So I'm excited about that.
Hell yes. Dem Snow, a.k.a. Hold the Man. Remember, brought to you by DraftKings each and every week. DraftKings promo code Baton Rouge. We have a ton of fun gambling on DraftKings. There's always all sorts of great deals. I want to say the other day, they kind of did for the NBA what they've been doing in other sports, where it was like, if you bet Pels
21 or older, physically present in Louisiana. Wow. Availability varies by parish. Eligibility restrictions apply.
You can let play. That's fine. That is the disclaimer. But yeah, you bet like Pels money line if they go up at 10 anytime they win. Look, all these deals for you there at DraftKings. DraftKings Sports. We got DraftKings.com. Download today. Dev, take it easy, brother, and we'll see you next week. Right now, let's go to break. And when we get back, you want to get some questions maybe? Should we
Yeah.
If anybody has any questions from the game or anything?
Actually, let's do that so we can do 2 segments of it because,
Yeah.
let's share this this memory.
I agree.
with
That's
our
what I'm
fans.
thinking too. Okay, so everybody, and thank you so much to everybody who, we still got 1,200 watching right now, dude. So thank you so much to everybody watching, and we're about to hit 500 likes. It's been a great morning. All right, cool. Questions when we get back. Ask the bench.
OTB, OT. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Enter now for a chance to win a catch and cook fishing experience from the Louisiana Charter Boat Association with me, Chef Jay Ducote, winner of Beat Bobby Flay. Register now at gocatch.com. That's GEAUX catch.com.
At Corvette Toyota in Opelousas, we're happy to say we have vehicles in stock and more coming in at no markup. Don't pay over MSRP. Come on down to Corvette Toyota and choose your new Toyota today. That's Corvette Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Me, Jimmy Ott and Charles Hannegriff, live from City Slice Pints and Pizza, recapping LSU and Bama, and looking forward to the Saints Monday Night Football. Game time presented by Bet Rivers at City Slice, 6 to 8 p.m. on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
I just realized this. Paul Pollard has SOTB. Does Hunt have to go to a wedding on Bama game day from now on?
Yes.
Oh, no, Hunt. The wedding feels even worse now. I mean, I'm sure the wedding was even better because you had this win that everybody was like probably in an incredible mood about.
Yeah.
But then again, it didn't really end until like the end of the reception. Dude.
Yeah, there was a couple. So
Hunt would have been in the stadium.
Oh, well, that
Or
question.
obviously, that's
so
where they do the show from.
My best friend from high school, they had their high school homecoming, and he had to chaperone, and like the whole homecoming was just watching the LSU game.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, yeah, you got a chance to watch the game, but it's like, who scheduled this? And also, so my brother-in-law has gone to every LSU Alabama game with me since I retired from the NFL. He's cut now. He can no longer go.
Oh, wow.
I mean, just look,
dude.
Jackson, my oldest, took your spot.
No, bro. No. Because remember, this is sustainable. Wasn't fluky. So it's okay. We don't have to cut him. He can still go.
No, he can. He might have to find his own way. I've always taken care of it. Look, when you hadn't done something since 2010 and your spot gets taken up and Jackson now is maybe the good luck, you know, you get cut. So that's just the way it is.
Sasquatch Smash, ask the bench. How do you think the game goes if LSU keeps the ball on the fumble before half? Definitely changes the way Bama plays the PATs on those touchdowns. So that is the greatest sign of how good this game was Saturday, Jake. We did not talk about that fumble. We haven't even talked about it. Do you know how unbelievably refreshing it is to be able to come in here and not have to debate a call that went against you?
I know somebody said on Twitter that we'd be talking about it for decades, but we're not. We haven't mentioned it.
No, not because he got that dub. And it's, if we just want to address it real quick, I think that it, so obviously the argument is that if you're a pro LSU person, that he had possession and that the player swiping it from out of bounds, yes, makes the ball dead, but that the two hands picking up the ball constituted possession.
You should be punished for fumbling the football.
The referee said that he was the beginning of possession and not possession. And so when the player swipes the ball from out of bounds, that it is a dead ball. So that right there where you're expressing, that is a problem with the rule itself, right? And so maybe the rule needs to be changed. I think there is to debate as to whether or not the rule was interpreted correctly or not. What I love is that the defense held him to a field goal, said whatever, I don't care, held him to a field goal, and they finished the job and they end up winning the game. What a play by Sage Ryan, too. I mean,
it was because he got
somebody
beat
who's been
and
needing one.
Yeah. I mean, that shouldn't be the rule. It shouldn't even be close to the rule.
What's
we can
weird
interpret
is, like,
it.
If the player doesn't touch it from out of bounds, then the ball is cleanly scooped. So that's where like the ball stops moving. That's possession to me.
And if he touched it first, maybe I can get behind that.
No, if he touched it first, it'd be a dead ball.
I can get behind that.
It's still Alabama ball.
Right.
100%. That's the rule. That would be the case.
Yes.
But for them to say that wasn't possession, and then him, because it's not falling out of his hands if he doesn't get swiped.
Yeah.
Like, because the ball clearly stops rotating. And I haven't seen this angle before. Now I'm getting kind of pissed. Like, I think this is a really bad overturn, dude.
Yeah, it is. It is. And the ref explained the way he did. I couldn't even hear on the TV copy, but it just made me just incredibly angry because you knew it was like this long explanation of what happened. And then credit to BK, too, not losing his mind, because I would have lost my mind when he came over and explained it to me.
Well, and BK's already had comments in the public about like how, every review, I guess, because we're LSU, the reviews go against us. And like this happens, I'm like, shit.
I felt bad because Herb Vincent was in the press box for this game. He was the SEC official, I guess, to travel to the game. And like every sports writer was walking up to Herb, like trying to get like the letter of the law. And poor Herb's over there, like 7 people deep, trying to get him to explain it to him. And he's like, "Look, I'm trying to figure it out just like y'all are, and like get the rule and get what the referee's reasoning was," because he couldn't hear the call either.
Oh, MD Cajun's right. We should have David O'Sullivan back on again to break down his experience in the. In the stadium.
I was thinking about that a couple segments ago. Yeah.
Avo, did Wingo tip the ball again? We thought in the bar that he did, but I did
it within the stadium. I thought he did.
I just don't I need to see another replay like that because, again, By the end of that game, it was a fever dream, okay? Like, it was like, and I couldn't trust, is my brain telling me he tipped it? Did it not? The one thing, here's what I'll say. I think that he absolutely tipped it. The evidence thing, I don't know. But you saw Wingo, even before a flag was thrown, celebrating like he tipped the ball, and you don't do that unless you touch the ball.
The video big board within the stadium, the way they zoomed in, and obviously being a massive board, you can see his finger go back on it. At least that's, even after LSU winning the game, I still felt like that's what I saw. So, look, I'm glad that we're sitting here and we're talking about it. We just got to almost our last segment before talking about either one of those plays.
Yep, I love it. How bad was a hangover after an epic whiskey and wine Saturday night? It didn't feel great, but up at 7:30 with the kids. What the hell? Up at 7:30 with the kids. Went and visited my grandma, and then again headed to Albright to go celebrate some Renfest, which is going on for the next few weekends. So much fun, dude. Let's see. I'm saying if we got any more Ask the Bench questions. I think maybe. Actually, I don't know. It's like, okay, let's go to break. Remember, go to Agatemp at Baton Rouge, AgaTempBR.com. Shout out to everyone hanging out in the chat with us right now. I think it's supposed to cool off this weekend, boys. Did I see that? Maybe I'm making this up.
I thought it was next week, but I'll take it.
Okay, well, whatever the case may be, it may get cold eventually, and you may have to make sure your heater's running. And Agatemp at Baton Rouge is a great place to do that with. Ask about the Star Club membership, which I know Jake does, which is where it's a flat fee, and they just show up and work on your stuff every month. You don't lift a finger. You avoid any catastrophic issues down the road. It's really spectacular. And if you don't take my word for it, as always, go look at the online reviews, dude. People are obsessed with the customer service from Agatemp because they give you service to the highest degree. All right, more Ask the Bench next.
OTB, OT.
Go to centralplumbing.org, 925-8552, centralplumbing.org. Hey, you know what the Tigers did when that review happened? They flushed it, okay? And they moved on. Do you know how powerful your toilet has to be to flush that much BS? That's a Central Plumbing flush right there. And if you're not able to, you need to call Central Plumbing at 925-8552. Flush it. One play and clear, one poo and clear with Central Plumbing. 925-8552, centralplumbing.org.
Well said, T-Bob. Centralplumbing.org is the website, not only in emergencies. If you're looking to remodel, if you want to go tankless with that tankless water heater, they've got you covered. Give them a call today. Tell them what you're looking for. They'll come in, tell you exactly where they would lay everything out and help you out. But certainly they can help you in emergencies, including holidays. 225-925-8552.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
We get it done with strength, commitment, dedication, grit.
We get it done with passion for our fans
and love for our community. We are the Tigers.
Get it done.
Let the values of the purple and gold be in your starting lineup this season. And as always, get it done.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Monday's AFR, presented by Relief Windows. We're recapping LSU Bama and setting the table for Monday Night Football, Saints and Ravens. Join us Monday, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Welcome back, OTB. Been a great morning here, obviously, right? Anytime you get to, I'm moving away from my bad. I was not ready for the segment. Start again. Anytime that you get it, oh, damn, move back, Danny. Am I falling apart here at the end of the show? Okay. Anytime you get to celebrate a Bam win at Tiger Stadium, these things have been few and far between. We
Take that, Danny.
Yeah, I don't think I like that either. I don't think we
I don't care.
We got to refine our studio aesthetic. We have we're like, oh no.
No, the only reason the only reason I told you to move is because the light hits perfect.
Oh,
right
you're
there.
right. Yeah. Oh. Okay, whatever. We're getting distracted here. It's been a very fun morning. Thank you to everyone who's been hanging out all morning. We really do love y'all so much. Like, button, subscribe. Y'all been great with all that. Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Curse Light. Oh, God.
Vizzy Hard Seltzer and Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Sweet. Ask the Bench. T-Bob, are you still with us?
I think some
Ask the
Saturday
Bench.
just came coughing up.
If Jaden plays the rest of the year like he has the last three, does he get into the Heisman conversation?
He's in there. He has better odds than Bryce Young.
Yeah.
He passed up Bryce Young. I mean, he's plus 2,000, but
still odds. I mean,
yeah. I think Blake Corum at plus 800 remains pretty sneaky value.
Yeah. Especially if they beat Ohio State and he has a monster game.
Yeah.
It's almost guaranteed.
So, I don't know.
Ask the Bench, did y'all see the game registered 2 earthquakes, the OT touchdown and the 2-point conversion?
No way. Let's go, dude. Another earthquake game?
Look, Georgia was rocking. Somebody tried to tell me Georgia was better atmosphere than Death Valley, and I'll admit it was rocking on the TV. There's no place in the country you could tell me had a better atmosphere than Tiger Stadium in the fourth quarter in overtime. Won't find it.
Ask the Bench. T-Bob, we doing any radios on interviews on Alabama radio this morning. None of them have reached out. Imagine that. After all my trash talking to him last week, none have reached out for a follow-up. Hashtag Ask the Bench. Did the fact that we lost Florida State on that blocked extra point help BK go for 2 against Bama? It didn't hurt. Yeah, I mean, I think it
absolutely
Yeah,
helped.
I mean, he even said it after the Florida State game, right? That maybe that's what he should have. But again, I don't hate that as much in that situation because, well, now we feel it. Never mind, whatever. Yeah, that definitely helped.
Asking for the source on the earthquake. LSU put it out there, the official LSU account on Twitter.
Yeah.
Not like the football, like the actual college, university.
I wonder if this is true. Brooks Skyberry asked the Bench, does LSU make more in beer sales than the $250K fine for rushing the field? I'm not sure.
What you got in advertisement off the videos being shared outweighs 250,000.
Dude, A&M got smashed this weekend.
OTB, OT.
Look, y'all, check it out. Who dat, okay? I know we didn't get to talk Saints tonight. We're going to talk Saints a ton tomorrow. Huge thank you for everyone hanging out this morning. This was awesome. What else is awesome are all of our wonderful sponsors, including Patient Plus Urgent Care, the most awesome urgent care in the city. 8 locations in Baton Rouge, 9 overall, more opening. And the facilities are mind-blowing, y'all. It's really unlike anything you've ever been to when you're talking about urgent care. The latest technology, great doctors, nurse practitioners. And again, if you need your occupational medicine needs met, go check out the Mid-City location specifically of Patient Plus. It's Patient Plus Urgent Care, patientplusuc.com.
Yeah, they're going to be convenient for you in that inconvenient time. We always tell you every single day there's a location near you in the Baton Rouge area that's going to be convenient for you. Also, another convenience, 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., and that is every single day. PatientPlusUC.com is where you can book that appointment before you head. Also, walk-ins always welcome. Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
At Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, we're happy to say that we have vehicles in stock and more coming in at no markup. Don't pay over MSRP. Come on down to Corvell Toyota and choose your new Toyota today. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This summer, meet Acura's heroes of performance. Only available at the Acura Summer of Performance.
This summer, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX. Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.